Whoa. Whoa.
Stream is starting, the Captain Coder at the helm. Bean water is ready. Today we will learn a lot. He loves the questions, he loves to sing. Join our Discord, follow him.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you be in the world. Captain Coder here on this beautiful, guess what day it is? Friday. That's right, it's Friday. Kovalak, it's wonderful to see you, my friend. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful Friday, wherever you happen to be in the world. For some reason, my brain wants to say it's Saturday. I'm on summer vacation. Every day's a Saturday for me. Come on now. Every day is a Saturday for Captain Eye Poker. That's right, Dramux. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you with that eye poke. Oh, like hang on. There we go. Watch out! Here it comes! Ah, my eye! That's right. I'm doing absolutely beautiful joke codes. Welcome back to the stream. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's so nice to have all you beautiful people here. Bernardo, I'm sorry, my friend. I'm sorry. I should have got my hats ready. My hats last time we were here. I haven't been in this room. I've been recovering because I've been sick. I haven't been on the computer. My hats are still all over the floor. From the last time we had a hat stack explosion. It's only Tuesday for you, Natural Flavors. I'm in the future, or are you in the future? Which Tuesday is it? Are you still in July? Are you in the future? Can you help us? What's your stream schedule going to be when you finish vacation? It's going to be 10. I haven't received my teaching schedule for the fall. It typically is around, I'll typically be streaming at this time. It just depends on the day. It probably will only be like three or four times a week rather than 6 times a week. Bloody, welcome in. Hell, I'm addicted to video games, but I like to program more and make something of myself. What motivates you to keep programming every day and not choose comfort? Ooh, that's a good question. I just get excited. I keep changing my project though. So you're gonna see today I'm doing a different project, Bloody. If you're finding, so what I'll say is that lack of motivation is often a symptom, not like an actual thing that's going on. So there's probably something else. If you're finding yourself unmotivated to do something else, there's likely something else deeper going on there that you need to, potentially address. And sometimes you can just be trying to find what motivates you, what gets you excited, what gets you out of bed in the morning. For me, waking up today was actually kind of a hard day. I almost canceled the stream, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to get out there. I'm going to just get going. Sometimes you just got to get going. One of my favorite things is called the Panda Planner. Using a planner right out. I'm going to spend 45 minutes doing this. I'm going to spend 45 minutes doing that. It's one of the reasons I sort of set my stream schedule. I'm going to do it for 3 hours. And I used to go way longer sometimes. And if I'm not feeling it after an hour and a half, I'll probably stop streaming. But I think I'm going to get excited to be here because every day I get to be here hanging out with you folks gets me super amped up, gets me super excited. And I've decided to start a new project today. I know we've got a couple projects in the back burner, but I got so excited yesterday. Wednesday. I got so excited on Wednesday when I saw this Monster Builder Pack by Kenny Games. This Monster Builder Pack, I got so excited when I saw, you know what, I want to make a class, because on the Godot stream, I decided I was going to do the space shooter game. But I want to do this Monster Builder Pack here. I think this is going to be such a cool class project. So I'm going to play around with doing this today, where we create a character. It's essentially a character builder, but themed with monsters. So we're going to be making a monster maker today. And I'm super excited that we'll probably spend a couple days on it. Today, tomorrow, Sunday. I bet we can finish it in 3 streams. We'll see how far we get. Siler, how you been, friends? I hope you're excited to be here. For those edgy Godoters, 4.3 RC is out. We're gonna try if your risk budget allows it. I should probably be using 4.3. When is the 4.3 supposed to be out of beta? Do we know, Zaft, when 4.3 is supposed to be out of beta? Welcome in, everybody. Any day I can wake up and code is a beautiful day, and today's a beautiful day because you beautiful people are here. Dramulks, Infinitati, Freedom Forge Studios. It's so wonderful to have you here. Luna's Kits, Mooniz, Zaft, Two Nerdy Nerds. You guys are all so incredible. Shintai, welcome into Captain Coders Academy. It's so great to see you again here on this beautiful day. Grumpy, thank you so much for that. Folks, we'll be back over on Grumpy Game. If you guys don't know Grumpy Game Dev, the Grumpy Game Dev, the world's greatest visual VB.net streamer. Go check out the world's greatest, Twitch's #1 VB.net streamer, the Grumpy Game Dev. Be over there, be there at BA Square in 2 Saturdays, every second Saturday. So this is going to be on August 10th. I'll be over there again, continuing our RPG test-driven development stream saga. I'm so excited about it. Sidian, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Is the Game Jam stuff going on tomorrow? Yes, great reminder, Natural Flavors. Tomorrow we will be doing our Game Jam. Captain Coders learn you a Game Jam. We're going to be revealing the winners of Captain Coders learn you a Game Jam. The judges spent many hours. I can't believe how long it took. Many hours reviewing all of the devlog blogs and vlogs. And we're going to be revealing the top winners there and then doing a raffle there. So tomorrow, don't miss it, our award ceremony for Captain Coder's Learn You a Game Jam is happening, and I'll be announcing it on the Discord as well. Yeah, so we've been doing a test-driven development over on the Evercraft series, doing the Evercraft Kata. It's been super blast, been super fun. Gallo, welcome into the stream. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Depressed Games, it's a pleasure to see you. Welcome in, welcome. Kovalaki, Jolt Code, wonderful to have you here. Natural Flavors, it's a pleasure. Bloody, I hope I was able to answer your question a little bit, give you a little bit of clarity, but it's about finding what motivates you, what gets you excited about doing something. I often find going in and starting new projects keeps me going, keeps me flowing, keeps me excited. Working on the same project can burn you out a little bit. And so finding a way to weave little projects in here and there as you go. Duccaneer, let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. Great to see you again. Hope you're having a beautiful day, or great to see you for the first time. I'm not sure if you're new to this channel. Well, it says you're new to this channel. I feel like I recognize the name, but great to see you. Sky Ninja, hope you've been well. Clayman and Sidian, it's a pleasure to have all you beautiful people here. So many wonderful people here getting up in the morning. Wake up and code. Wake up and code is what I call it. All my hats are scattered. Let me get these hats ready to go, just in case. You never know.
Oh,
That's right. Gotta get that dopamine. Thank you for the dopamine zapped. You never know when someone's gonna want me to wear a hat, so we gotta get those hats ready just in case, just in time. All right. Still recovering. I can still feel it a little bit. Still recovering from COVID. Real Sky Ninja wants a hat. Let's get a hat added to this. Let's get a hat stack started. Thank you for the hat. Let's go. Kilted Ninja, how you doing, friend? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a beautiful day. All right, so what are we working on today? I forgot to update my what command. Let's do that real quick. Let's go over to our preset effect list. Our what text. So people know what we're working on. Let's go ahead and duplicate this because I want to repeat this later. This other one we were doing, not a double duplicate. Let's delete one. I want to disable this effect. All right, this one here. Today we are, because we're not going to be doing our twin stick shooter today. I'm a little burnt out on the twin stick shooter just because I've been working on it for a couple weeks here. So we're going to take a break from that one. Today we are working on designing a class project. I'm a big fan of Firebot. Let me tell you what. A lot of people use StreamerBot though, which I've heard good things about it, but I do like Firebot. Today we're working on designing a class project in Godot, a monster maker game. Okay, so in this game, there we go. Double check that we got our what working. There it is. What's up? Is he safe around flammable objects like a gas station? Shin, you're only as safe as you let yourself be. You're only as safe as you let yourself be. We gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Does flammable and inflammable? I've seen those. Is flammable and inflammable? Do those mean the same thing? Inflammable. Easy set on fire. This inflammable. Isn't it interesting that something that's inflammable and flammable are both extra flammable? Well, I think flammable also means easy to set on. They're the same word. Who knew inflammable means flammable? It's the same word. Suddenly I was going, wait a minute. Those are the same things. I just know on a container the other day it said inflammable. I feel like inflammable would mean that, yeah. So anyway, what's the difference? There's two extra letters. Just to confuse people. Oh, we got to create a new project here. I haven't even got this set up yet. So we're gonna go over to GitHub and we're gonna create our monster builder Godot. Folks, if you want to follow us on GitHub, feel free to go over to our GitHub. Give us a heart. Go over to the GitHub. Don't click the sponsor unless you really want to. There should be a follow. Feel free to follow us over on GitHub. Really helps us out. And we're gonna come in here, we're gonna create a monster maker Godot. This is essentially here. I've done this character creator.captain coder.org. This is a project I do with my students for learning a little bit about Unity. And in this project though, it looks like this. It's a little bit different. So the project I have them do is like a shop. You can change the items here. swap them out. You can switch between what the character is wearing and then add in different effects to the character and have a randomized button. I love this particular project because they learn so many things without having to get super into the code, super deep in the code. Lance, thank you for the hat. Let's get a hat added to this stack. Let's go. Let's go. Let's add a hat to this stack. Perfect. Lance, thank you so much for the hat. And when I saw this Kenny asset, I just knew I had to make an even better character creator, a monster maker. Another thing I love about it is it's non-gendered, so I don't have to have a male, female character. Not that I have to, but one of the things I like to do is try and keep my games, my projects set up so students can see themselves in the game or just have fun with it. So I want to have male and female characters so the student can choose which one. I want to have different color skin tones so the student can choose it. So be really careful if you're teaching classes to make sure that you empower your students to see themselves. And when we do monsters like this, we don't have to worry about a student being like, oh, well, I never get to see myself again. Instead, they get to see these fun little creatures. Super, super cool. Super, super cool. So I'm super excited to use this. But let's go over to GitHub. Before I get too distracted again, let's go over to GitHub. We got to make a new repository for, oh, we already did. Did I make it? I didn't finish it. What happened? Oh, there it is. Monster Maker Godot, we'll make it public. We'll add a README. We'll add in the Godot here. We're going to create this repository. So if anyone wants to find this, they want to follow this on GitHub, they can. So I'm going to clone it out. Get this here. We're going to clone this repository. I have so many things open. I always have too many things open. Hang on. Get clone. But this is going to be another project I'm going to do with my students, or at least I'm considering doing it. I'm going to go through the process, see how I feel about it. Source. Bear with me. I'm on another screen. Congratulations on your another 16. Is it Duchainer? Let me know how to pronounce it. Is it Ducaneer? Ducainer? I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead and clone this. Perfect. And we're gonna go ahead and open this up. 1 second. Code. Then R. So you assume I know how to say Duchesne? I'm American. Look, we don't know how to say words in America. Everything's confusing. But you're Raph. You're Raph. Let me know how you want me to pronounce it. I'll pronounce it. Otherwise, I'm going to say Duchainer. I'll probably change it every time. I could also call you Raph if you prefer. I'm so sorry I'm bad at this game. Okay. We got this started. Let's go ahead and start up a new Godot project here. I have a bunch open. I should probably close some of these. Hang on. We're going to close some of these. Okay. Want to create a new Godot project. Hang on, let me blur over to there. BK, how you doing? How was your stream earlier? Folks, be sure to check out the new up and coming BK dev. The greatest, he's gonna be the next great streamer. I know it, I feel it. He's got that accent, he's got that setup, he's got that confidence. BK, I can't wait to see more of what you're doing. You start your new job. Did you start your new job today? Or it starts next week? It starts next week. I can't remember now. Stream went well. We got a lot done. Let's go. I love to hear it. Love to hear it. Captain Coder org. And this is our monster maker. Here we go. Select current folder. And this is going to be called Monster Maker. Monday, but going up to London in an hour to get my bearings. Let's go. Let's go. Have you been to London before? Or is this will be your first time? Okay. So this is going to be my first time making this type of game in Godot. So I'm going to go ahead and just follow out, see what I can get done in it. So I'm going to be using... Going up to London. Oh, gotcha. Already read that. All right, we're going to create a 2D scene. Let's go ahead and save this as our maker. It's going to be our maker scene. Maker. Go ahead and put that inside of there. many times. I'm doing absolutely wonderful today. I'm doing absolutely wonderful today. Any day I can wake up and code is a beautiful day. Maker scene. Let's call it maker scene like this. I was gonna say it's dash 2D nodes. Welcome into the crew. I'm Kanza. Welcome in. I'm Kanza. Thank you so much for following the captain today. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm Kanza. Hope you're having a beautiful Friday. Welcome in, welcome aboard. So what we want to do, I'm curious about this. So I've downloaded these Kenny assets here. So check these out. This is our preview here. We're gonna be taking these and creating like a character creator. Like you might make in a bigger game, but we have just all the components to make these fun things that kind of reminds me a little bit of Animal Crossing. There's a couple different things we could do with it. I'm curious if we can get away with using just these gray ones, because there's a thing called albedo we can often use to get colors in here. So I'm gonna try this here. In Unity, I could use this albedo. All right, and so I'm just curious, I'm gonna add this in here. And then is there a concept of albedo? Someone who knows more about Godot than I do. Can I give this a tint? I wanna give this sprite a tint. Albedo is modulate. It's called modulate. Tint. Where would I find it in the inspector? Under visibility. Modulate. There we go. Yeah, so I want to be able to just say, where's JD when you need him? I know, right? So the idea is that our user can set them this way. So you'll notice we do have like this shadow here. So they won't set it using this, but we can give them the option. Is this still for beginners, or do you need a little knowledge first? This is gonna be for pretty much for beginners as well, depressed games. This is for me. I'm actually figuring out how I want to do it, but this is gonna be for a beginner class. This will probably be the second project we do after we've done user input. This project is gonna be designed for students to learn about creating user interface. So like like toggles, buttons, drag, sliders. I couldn't think of the word slider. Sliders, that type of thing. That's okay. It's only supposed to select. Oh, modulate would select like the children nodes. Hang on. Can I not set this here like this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So modulate would affect children nodes. 1 second, let me help you out there. Ducaner, ignore bot. Hang on, my bot is a little bit. No worries. Hang on. I typed the wrong thing. I'm so sorry. We get a lot of nasty bots in here. So you have to be a member of the channel for about, I think I have it set to 2 hours. Once you've been in the chat for 2 hours, it stops doing that, but I have the bot ignore to help you out. So sorry about that. Yeah, let's go read about modulate. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, Chainer. Sorry, I can't pronounce it consistently. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the follow. Happy to have you here on this beautiful day. Let's take a look here. But yeah, depressed game. This one is supposed to be for an intro class as well. Modulate, the color applied to canvas item. This property does affect child canvas items. That's super cool. So I'm curious here, if I were to do a child here. So we have these different, so what I want to do is let's create a folder here. I'm going to call sprites. Sprites feels wrong. Monster sprites. And then let's create one called bodies. Okay. And in here, I'm going to drag all you guys. I have all these bodies over here. I'm going to drag all the bodies in. Bodies. So we have all the bodies like that. I want to get all of the, add in arms, create new folder, arms like this. So my question is, add in the arms. if I were to add this in as a child component, let's add this arm in here. We'll put it as a child component. Now, if I modify this, oh, that's cool. That's cool. Mr. Zombie UK, welcome into the stream. Canvas are all the 2D node things, node 2D included. That's cool. That's cool. I like that a lot. So we could potentially have like a base color. Here's a thought. When I do this here, come down to the arm white. If I modify this now, is it still have, my question is this, yeah, it's actually based, it's like the parent plus this one. So it's a little bit interesting. I'm wondering if there is a way to disable the parent on this one. You might want to use self-modulate. Well, yeah, I think I want to use self-modulate, and then we have to like connect them in some way. So for example, I want we'll see. We probably want to use self-modulate though. Yeah. All right, so that it's only for itself in the parent. Oh, no, I understand. These probably won't actually be nested together like this. We'll keep them separated, and we'll probably use self-modulate. We'll need to talk about it with the students, but this is a new thing for me. This is super cool. This is super cool. One other note, modulate is multiplying the color, so if it's not white, the color may look different. Yeah, this was the whole idea of why I wanted to use the white ones, Michael. I wanted to use these ones specifically so I could use that. Okay, so what we want to do, exactly. Or, so Kenny, one of the cool things Kenny did is he provided a bunch of different colors by default, but the white one is what we're going to use so that we can actually have, maybe we'll add a color wheel as a selector. I don't know if that's a node that's built in, or maybe we have to program it. I'm not 100% sure, but the idea is it's going to be a class project that we can use. I assumed it would be, I just haven't used it for it. This is all new stuff to me, and I'm super excited to check it out. Go with arms. Let's create a new folder here. Antenna. We'll add in the antennas here. Okay. Am I missing some? Or maybe I should, this should just maybe be called head because there's horns and stuff as well. Right, so we have these antenna. Let's go in and add in the rest of this stuff. So we got arm, body, antenna, eyes. Cool. Got eyes and then eyebrows. Create a new folder, eyes. So the thing that I really love about this particular project too is we have so much room to do, like, okay, I'm gonna add in the body and the arms. Now in the class project, we say, now I want you to do it for the rest of those things. So you get lots and lots of practice redoing those things. Cy Pearl, thank you so much for the follow, Cy Pearl. Thank you so much for following me now. Cy Pearl, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having a beautiful day. And Mr. Zombie UK, it's great to see you, my friend. It may also be worth looking at the various color options. There are a few if you prefer something beyond the 0 to 1 values. Ooh, we'll have to take a look at that. Yeah. Infinite Coder, welcome back. Congratulations on your number 18. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Let's go with the eyes here. Take those in. Eyes. Let's create a new folder. We're gonna call this eyebrows. Don't have a lot of eyebrow options, but that's okay. Ooh, you'll notice this is one thing that drives me a little bit crazy. I have to click this folder. Click this folders. Eyes do not have a white one, do they? No, they're just defaulted. So it's a little bit, we're gonna not be able to change those colors. Just have to be able to select those. We could potentially try and make some of our own. Witty, welcome back to the stream. How you been, friend? Hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful Friday. It's wonderful to see you. All right, and then we're gonna come in, here's our legs. Create a new folder, legs. Like this. Same with mouth and stuff like that. They don't have any ones here. Create a mouth. And then nose. Gotta make sure I click on the mouth over here. And then create a new folder, nose. Prime number, love it. Congratulations on your 19. It's a great number. It's a great number, nose. And I'm gonna call this last one nose decoration. Instead of snot, I'll call it a nose decoration. My students will laugh at that. I work with kids aged 10 to 12, or sorry, 10 to 14, mostly 10, 11. There in this particular class will be mostly 10, 11-year-olds. I might even get some 7, 8, 9-year-olds in it. Greetings from Roland. Roland, is that a location? Hello, Roland. Or is that a name? I'm confused. I don't understand, but that's okay. I don't have to understand everything. All right, so we have our little maker. And we're gonna add in some more things. All right, so we're gonna call this one. If that helps, you could have a face top folder for eyes. Oh, we could make a face, a high level folder, yeah, for face here. This is all face, right? So there's not an add move to, there's not a create parent. Or did you mean Poland perhaps? Create a new folder, this could be face. You know, could have it all built into face like that. And face, we got eyes, we've got mouth, got eyebrows, we got nose decoration like that. Yeah, so we could put it all in there like that. Maybe, possibly, potentially, who knows? Only the nose knows. Only the nose knows. But let's add in some different things here. So this is gonna be we're gonna create one called body. So I'm we have some different options here, but one thing that's pretty cool about this, the thing that's really cool is that we're gonna swap out the texture here. This is gonna be the important thing, is we wanna be able to swap out this texture via code. And this is what's gonna create all the different shapes there. And we'll have a little slide that lets us adjust sort of like arm distance, arm height, where the arms go, that sort of thing. But one of the things I really love about this type of assignment is students really get to understand, get to know about transform. Transform is one of the super important things here. All right, so notice when I rotate my arm, it's rotating from the center there. One thing I actually want to do, let's create an empty parent. We're gonna call this our arm. Oh, so this should be a node 2D. And this is gonna be our pivot point. So I'm gonna actually reset this, and our pivot point for this arm is actually gonna be here. And we use this, we'll call this arm. And this is gonna be our arm sprite. And it's gonna be we'll call this our right arm. And so what we can do now is when we rotate, if we rotate from the right arm, so there's cool things you can learn about this, it'll actually rotate from that pivot. So we can do we'll probably be able to add in some minor animation, so the arm sort of moving around like that. Based on the different arms that we can swap out to. Let's see if the arms here, we might have to do some extra stuff to make that pivot work the way we want it to. No, it works out nicely for these ones. Look at that. They're all sort of in the right spot. So if you design your art nicely, the arm sprites there are gonna all be sort of pivoted at the shoulder there. Real Sky Ninja, great question. We're making a monster maker. So it's gonna be like a character creation menu. So this is a class project I'm gonna be doing, or that I'd like to do. I've done something similar to this in the past. And the idea is you have different options. Select what arms you want your monster to have, what legs you want your monster to have, what colors do you want different things to have. So we're putting together, so let's duplicate this. We'll call this our left arm. We're gonna actually take our sprite here and we're gonna scale it on the x-axis -1. So it'll swap it around here. And we're gonna move, we have to reposition that left arm real quick. Let's move this to 0, transform to 0, 0. And then we wanna take this arm sprite and have it centered there. So it's gonna be the pivot point. So we're making a little monster maker. Let's do 35 like that. So put the arm in there like that. Yeah, so it's a really great class project idea to show we have just a few simple things for making the character, making the creature, doing those sort of things, but gives you a lot of room to learn how this would scale up, how you would do this for a variety of different things, and then also teach just a small little nugget of how to do UI stuff. So one of the big things I want to do with this particular project is teach us, how do I add buttons? How do I connect the buttons here and there? How do we get signals working? Some really, really cool stuff that we're gonna do here. Okay, so the arms probably actually need to be lower here. All right, so we're gonna move these down, redesign a little monster. Maybe even our monster has like some offset arms. You can even make it so you have a lot of different arms. It's gonna be a fun project for them. Not only for kids, me and my 40. Yeah, so in my mind, I always target my students, but getting anyone excited about the process of creating something. So we have this here. Let's go ahead and let's add some color. Let's add some color here. I do, the white's, it's blindingly white to me. Anchovy San, welcome to the stream. Anchovy, how you doing, friend? Hope you're having a beautiful day. I like this slightly blue color. Or do we want to go with green? What type? Ooh, I like this green color we came up with here on accident. Jormunda, welcome to the stream, my friend. Hope you're having a beautiful day. How you doing on this beautiful Friday? Oops, I didn't copy it properly. Let's try one more time. I can add it to a swatch here as well. Hope you're having a beautiful day, Jormunder. What have you been up to? What have you been working on? Boom. And you can even change these to be slightly different colors as well. Arm sprite, texture, sorry, not texture, visibility, self-modulate, swatch here. Could lighten it up a little bit. If I switch to HSV, we can even learn a little bit about this. Lighten that arm up a little bit. Ooh, add that as a swatch. Slightly different palette color. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Let's add some eyes to it. Sky Ninja, I'm glad you're enjoying it. This is such a fun project for me. When I was a kid, I don't know, does anyone else remember that? When I was younger, we used to have magazines that would have, you could pop out, they were called paper dolls. Could cut out or pop out things, and they'd have like a character that's standing in the shape. You could put different clothes and items, connect them to it. I used to do that, and then we'd make these little, we'd do like what was it? Motion, where you take a picture of each frame. I love those things. Shintai, right? They're super cool. I used to do that, and then you'd take pictures and you'd have them like moving around, the little paper dolls. Stop motion, that's what it's called. I'm 17, but I still know about them. Nice. Yeah, when I was younger, we used to have them. They were super cool. Let's add in some face. Let's add in a face. Let's get some eyes in here. Add in some eyes. All right, so take an eye. Ooh, angry eye. Ooh, look at that. Let's go ahead and duplicate this eye. We'll call this left eye. And we'll call this right eye, like that. And we'll move this one over. And the right eye again, this is where that muscle memory comes in. You practice, you say, okay, well, we showed you how to flip it once. Can you flip it again? Now we got another eye here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Maybe we move these down even. You can even have the students scale them a little bit. And then, look, maybe you want a different body, just swap that body out. We'll call this body. Is this the right eye if it's facing you? It's the wrong eye. It's the wrong eye. Well, Skeleton Ninja, don't confuse me. Don't confuse me. It's stage right. Stage right. What's the stage right eye? It's not their right eye. It's the stage right eye. We can even create a parent here called eyes. Okay, this is a node 2D. Call eyes. So that the eyes with an extra E. And then we can come in here and we make sure that these transforms have the same, let's do 140. So they have the same Y, so they're matching there like that. I always forget, hang on. Let's reset. I gotta move, hang on. Let's get all of this stuff set so it's all in the middle. Transform, reset everything. There we go, perfect. There's our monster. Our monster, it's perfect, it's beautiful. All right, our body, we want to be at 0, 0. These, Let's make sure that these sort of are in the right spots, left arm, like that. Let's add in the eyes, move them up just a little bit. Rick 'em, rack 'em, rick 'em, rack 'em, Roy. Pull it out. Oh. I wish that the pupil, I might have to go into the SVG and make the pupil detached so we could have the pupil following the mouse around. That's something I think would be super fun. Let's change the body out. Let's change the body out, see what the different bodies look like here. So we want to test it, make sure that the bodies sort of line up nicely. Body, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You can swap out the different bodies here and still have them looking kind of goofy, kind of fun, but they're still sort of attached. All right, perfect. I think we might have to go in and make the different pupils. We might have to do that. So one of the coolest things about the Kenny assets, and for anyone who wants to use these, I'm using Kenny assets here. Kenny, incredible resource for getting awesome assets. One of the greatest things that Kenny does with most of these 2D assets is provide a vector version. So I can actually come in here and pull out just this pupil. If I wanted the pupil to be separated, check it out. So we have this here. These are all the assets. I could come in here and I could try not to break this. Let's save as edited. All right. But I could come in here and I could pull out. I got to be careful. It seems to have. I could come in here. I could select just this eye. And then I could come in and separate just the pupil here. Let's get rid of that part and take just the pupil. So I could take this pupil and then reuse that in other places, which would be super cool, super fun. I think that'd be a really fun and exciting thing for a lot of students, for a lot of people to have those pupils be moving around, following the cursor when you move. That'd be super funny. It'd be super cool. All right, so we got our body, we got our eyes, we got our left arm, we got our right arm. Let's add in some legs. Let's add in some legs here. I think that'd be great. Legs. Oh, let's add in a face. Let's keep adding in face. Let's add in a mouth. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Get that mouth added in. I want the transform here. Let's make it centered on the screen. That mouth is great. We're gonna have to add in sliders for the positioning so that we can adjust the positions as well. It's gonna be super fun. Let's add in a nose. I want this nose. Yeah, buddy. Look at that nose. That nose is perfect. Total monster. Exactly. This asset's so fun. This asset pack is so fun. People are gonna have a lot of fun with it. Let's add in a leg. All right. Again, we want the pivot to be in the top left there. So let's create a parent. That's a node 2 here. We're gonna call this right leg, and we'll call it stage right. It's on the stage right there. All right, and that's centered up here. What we want this is to be centered like this. Have that pivot up there, and take this, and we can pull it down like that. Let's get our arm colors and apply it to this sprite as well. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and duplicate this leg. Call this our stage left leg. Just to make us nice and confused. We can take our transform, we can scale it on the x-axis, -1, to have it go the opposite direction. And then we'll just drag it over like so. And we got these different ones there. So I guess you can set rotation on it. Exactly. That's the main reason we're doing that, is so that we can set the pivot on it. So we can have our alien do a little jig, do a little dance. Look at it dance. Look at him dance. Look at him dance there. Look at him go. Look at him go. He's so happy. So happy. That's exactly right. Have that pivot there so we can do the rotation. It'll come through nicely. All right. Let's add in some of the antenna/horns. Hyper, welcome into the stream. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Get an antenna here. Same thing with the antenna. Let's add in a pivot for the antenna. We'll add a parent. I wonder if that is going to work for all of them. We might have to adjust the pivot a little bit. Reparent to new node. Hyper. How you been, friend? Congratulations on your number 20. Not bad. Well, it looks like he's doing a jig if his foot is nailed to the ground. Look, we do what we can. Scott, how's it been? How you been? I feel like it's been a while. How are your Rust adventures going? We're gonna node 2D. We're gonna call this right antenna. Painful. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I was hoping your Rust endeavors had been going super well. All right, we'll do the pivot there like that. And we'll take this antenna, put it up here. We'll duplicate that, call this left antenna. And let's go ahead and do a transform on the X again, swap that over like so. All right, let's test out the different bodies one more time, or let's add in, hang on this, the sprite here. Let's change the coloring. Oh, that looks good. That looks great. Okay. And we could pivot this around now. Oh, wrong button. Do a little pivot like that. With a little pivot here and a little pivot there. There it is. To a point now, I have reached an impasse. I'm sorry, can you look at my previous message, please? Oh, if I missed it, feel free to, oh, there. Do you also include saving the results? You can imagine that when you have this in the game, the configuration must be saved somewhere in an object. So you, ooh, that's a brilliant idea, Shin. And then also one of the things that is super cool would be making it so that you can export it. So you could actually export a PNG of it, so like, or a picture, or combine them together. Maybe, oh, it would be so cool. Like the next step would be you save them as little monsters, and then you could make little scenes with them where you have a bunch of different monsters, and then you put them all together. So you could be like, oh, now I'm in a scene, I'm gonna add a monster, drag it over here, add another monster, drag it over here, have all these dials to do it. That would be super cool. That would be super cool. Oh, we're gonna have to figure out how to do that. Let's add a little bit of a, and we got the little booger we can add in as well now. Well, we're missing eyes. All right, so we got eyebrows, I mean. All right, let's add in some eyebrows. Eyebrow A. Eyebrow, let's add in a second eyebrow A, actually. Call this right brow. And left brow. Bruh. I think these probably need to be inside of a parent object as well. There we go. And we can put those inside of the eyes. There's a screenshot functionality plus video function in the editor, so you can bind a screenshot key to set it up, record directly. That'd be really cool. You might have to figure out how to do that. What is your impasse, Scott, if you don't mind me asking? This guy's looking pretty cool. So what do we think though? Should the, so a question I have is should, I'm a little curious which is gonna look better. Let's put these, the body in front. Yeah, I actually think the body looks best behind that. I was thinking it might look better in front of the little circles. Let's swap out the body. Try a couple different, oh, hang on. I wanna add a few more little things here. We got our eyebrows, we got our eyes, got our mouth, got our nose. We gotta add a nose decoration. That's a big old nose decoration. That decoration's huge. Look at that. Decoration's crazy. Look how giant that decoration is. Covering very basic information at the end of this course could be interesting too. Exactly. So my idea, Two Nerdy Nerds, that's one of the reasons I put the, I want to put these things, the legs, I put the pivot there, is so that we can actually add a little bit of animation with just like the legs rotating or the body bobbing up and down. Yeah, snot out of the eye. Yeah, that snot. I don't know why things like this make me a little bit squeamish. That snot's like so impressive, so impressively large. Get this man a tissue. Yeah, we're gonna turn it on and off. Trait and how to build an implementation block. Traits and how to build an implementation block correctly. Gotcha. Yeah, I've done so little with Rust. I wish I could help you out or point you in a good direction. Someone who's been doing a lot of Rust stuff though is mostly Maxi. Mostly Maxie's been doing a lot of Rust stuff. I wonder if Maxie could help you out. Be sure to give them a follow. They're pretty new to streaming, but I've seen them have a lot of fun with Rust. Not a tissue needs a towel, that's right. But we can actually have them show disabling things. Maybe we want the nose off. Yeah, this is super cool. And then we can swap these things out. So I come up to my body and we have, let's see, make sure all the different bodies look okay. All right, so we got to move our legs up, I think, a little bit, our antenna down a little bit. Again, we could also have things that let us adjust up and down on them, distance from center, that sort of thing, so that there's sliders that adjust. Maybe we just go with that. We leave it here. I want to make the default though. Let's take our legs. I'm going to move them up here just a hair. Like that. I'm going to take the antenna. I wanted to test different antenna as well. We'll move these down. Like that. I'm gonna make the arm start lower. But in the inspector, in the tooling, we're definitely gonna provide a way for students to adjust. I want these arms to be lined up as well. Let's make these match on the one. Let's go with 30. There we go. And then let's go with 70 and then negative 70. All right, so they're sort of mirrored from each other there. Have a toggle DM and also about 4 more of the top. Rust, guys, gals, and gotcha. Have a beautiful day, BK. Thank you so much for hanging out. Or all scale them to the same width and height. I think the idea, I want to be able to actually make it so that you could scale the bodies up and down and then adjust where the legs and arms and stuff go. I think that's what I want. Just for the default starting values, though, I'm surprised how big the eyes are. This is super cool. Let's get these in here a little bit. These just might be really big eyes. And I'm gonna have these match here. The left eye, transform, 10, right eye. Put them both on 10. Do negative 48 and then positive 48. Like that. But get students playing around. This is such a great project to get students playing around. Basically, the first day of class is open up Godot, learn how to pull some stuff in, and then have them make a monster, take a picture, and share it with the class. That's the first day of class. No programming necessary. Just get used to using the Godot interface to create this monster, create this thing, and then we'll start adding some more stuff in. And Chobi-san, thank you so much for the follow. Sorry if I missed that. Great to have you here. Captain Anosa, how the heck have you been? What have you been working on? How's your game coming along? Isn't it funny how your brain works? You moved the eyes more wide and my brain translates to that. This is a dumb monster, right? It's funny how we do that, right? MMY, how you been, friend? It's great to see you again. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Hope you're having a beautiful day, my friend. Okay, this is going well. Let's play around with, I'm gonna move I want the eyes. I actually think I want to create one more parent and I want to put the eyebrows. Maybe I want the eyebrows to be connected to the eyes. I was thinking these would be connected to the eyes so they'll always be over them, but maybe we adjust, that's an adjustable thing as well. Now he's angry. They're angry. We don't know. I don't know this alien's gender. Maybe they don't have genders wherever this guy's from, this monster. Where is our antenna? I want to swap these out for some different ones too, just to see what they look like. These are not spaced away from the center well either. Yeah, so there's so many things I want to do. Snabble, how you doing, friend? It's great to see you. Let's put these in let's reparent these. Call this a node 2D. I'm gonna be antenna. Well, I got the brow in there. That's not what I want. Pull the brow out, put our antenna in. And then our antenna should be centered down there. So we need to move these. Hang on. We'll move these down like that. The antenna get moved up. And then I want their distance from the center. Let's go at negative 20. Negative 30. 30. We'll have these be below the brows. You can learn about ordering as well. Look at that. So we learned the order here. May I join your class, Sky Ninja? Maybe. So the class for ages 10 to 14. So I think you might be a little bit too old. But that said, I'm probably gonna turn this into a whole series. I'd love for people to follow it there. The snot is hilarious, isn't it? It's like, it's almost too big for me. It makes me slightly uncomfortable. Our tactical Archie is going well. Thank you for asking. We're on the last week of the game now. It's a bit of a scramble. That's how the 2-week jams are brutal in that way. I always feel that way with the 2-week jams. Imagine a scale animation on the snot. Yeah, there's so many things we can make it have it like all sorts of. I'm like, you can already see me thinking of having it dripping out. Let me look at the sample that's provided with this to make sure I have the arms. Yeah, they actually have the arms, the knobs going behind. So I think I'll do that. I'll make the knobs be behind. So we got to change the order. We'll put the body here. We're going to move the legs up so that they're behind. The body needs to be here. Yeah. So I'm not sure I like that better or not. Maybe we end up moving the arm out. Ooh, that looks pretty good there. All right, have it line up there. Oh, I think I was just having that looks really good actually. Oh no, don't do that. No slurping away. We don't want them slurping up the snot. What kind of monster are you? I'm just kidding, of course. Negative 80, positive 80, 25, and 25. There we go. $35. See, this is why I feel like these almost need to have a parent object. Let's create a parent object here because I want them to be distance from the center. Create a parent, we'll call this legs. Oh, node 2D. I'm gonna call this legs. Make sure that the legs are being rendered first and the body's on top. That dude looks like he should be carrying a briefcase. Yeah, give him a tie. We gotta give him a tie, that would be cute. Tony, welcome into the stream. How you doing, friend? Hope you're having a beautiful day. An arms parent, yeah, we're gonna do the same thing with the arms. I need to adjust this, so I want, notice I have these at 60. So I'm gonna, here's how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna make the Y on this 60. And then I'm gonna reset the Y on these two to be at 0. Because I want them to be at the same height. Have these be at the same height. But the legs I know will be centered, then we sort of move them in and out based on that. So there's gonna be this ability to set the spacing on the legs, and the spacing will be based from the center. The arms will move up and down together, I think is what we'll have it do. There's so many different things to do. Tony, welcome in. Ironic, Veronic, hope you're having a beautiful Friday, my friend. A rigid snot body. It's snot. It's snot. All right, we want the brows above the antenna, I think. Let's try some different antenna there to see what those will look like as well. So we have different, I accidentally did something. I don't know what I did. Do you guys see what I did? I don't know. I pulled the body white out here apparently. Let's move you back up here. I'm sad that the undo button didn't switch that back for me. Antenna. Wet cat Deb, it's going beautiful. Any day I can wake up and code is a beautiful thing. I'm having so much fun with this project already. I'm so excited for it. Thank you for the hat. Let's get a hat added to the stack. Milos. Milos, oh Milos, thank you for giving me a hat. We're 3 hats deep, folks. Got 3 times, 3 hats. Is that 3? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 hats deep. Plenty of hats to go around. Plenty of hats to get this going. This guy needs a hat. All right, let's try out. Oh, I'm so excited for this project. I am so excited. This might be the first project we do in class because it's going to be about familiarizing yourself with the UI. Duquesne or help. How can I help you? Points. There it is. You're almost there. You're almost there. You get 120 points an hour for hanging out. So 5 points every 5 minutes. 10 points every 5 minutes. I don't know exactly what it is. 120 points an hour. 240 points if you're active, and then random points get added out. I'm back. Our electricity cut out. Oh no. I'm glad your generator turned on. I'm glad it all worked out there. Hopefully the power will come back soon. Okay. All right. I really like this. Maker scene. Really, this should probably be called like a monster scene. 407 G's. You're close though. You're almost there. You got to get those bonus points. Exclamation point here. Get those bonus points here. Watch points. Also, you guys were here at all. 250 points. You know, for being here to witness this momentous occasion, getting this little monster here. 250 points to all you beautiful people. Oh, you missed it. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not an affiliate, so I don't have the channel points option. I don't. And then we also don't get ads. We need an exchange points for money and Tensa code. Maybe someday, possibly, probably not. I'm not saying that it's not impossible, but it's improbable. I would love to learn about Godot interfaces and stuff. Not sure if you answered my question I asked before the electricity cut off. Ask your question again. Do you not want to be? Yeah, I haven't. It's by choice. I haven't been an affiliate. The main reason is I don't want ads on my channel. That's the biggest one. And then there's some other reasons on top of that. One of them being that I don't need the money. I'm happily employed. I have enough money to be satisfied with where I am in life. And I'm doing this just for fun. I feel like if I add money into the equation, I'll start feeling less fun. That said, we do have a Ko-fi and a Discord. Over on Ko-fi, you can support. There are some membership benefits. I'm doing benefits here. I let you guys make your own commands and stuff, and you can also join on the Discord. Join your class. It is an in real life. It's a remote class, Sky Ninja, but I do work at a school, so you have to be part of that school, and it's for ages 10 to 14. So I actually think you might be too old. I'm not sure what age you are. Feel free to send me. So it's ages 10 to 14. So a lot of people here on the stream. That said, I am planning to make this class project open source so anyone can use it. The idea is to create these projects so other classes, other schools, other teachers, anyone can take this, use it in their class and inspire students. That's the whole thing I'm going for. I want to inspire people to have fun and learn. Gotcha. You're a little too old for it. That's okay. All right, let's get a commit in here. Git commit feature make simple monster scene. All right, so what we want to do is we want to be able to swap out. Maker scene this is the wrong one. This scene should really be called a monster. It's going to be our monster scene here. I'm going to change this to monster. We're going to add a script that lets us adjust all of the different things here. I want to create a parent object here for arms. And what we're going to do, node 2D. Sorry, I keep thinking that's the name of this thing. Node 2D, we'll move it back up here. This is our arms, like that. And I need to adjust this. It should be at Y25. And we're going to add in controls that let us adjust these different things. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's everything I do, I try and make it as open source, as free and as accessible as possible. Those are two of my biggest principles. Make things as free. Sometimes things can't be free. Sometimes things aren't accessible to everyone, but my goal is to make things as free and as accessible as possible. Those are the goals that I have. Go ahead and move those arms up there. That'll be the default. Make sure our eyes start a little bit above. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. Let's go ahead and start this with our default monster. We want to start adding in scripts that let us adjust these values. Let us change the thing. So for example, for the arms, we're going to add a script called our arm controller. I'm going to add a script directly to the arms here that control the arm properties. Is that really what I want? Don't want to do it for the whole monster. No, because we want to be able to control colors separately. I'm thinking here. Yeah, they're good goals. It's hard to achieve those goals, right? It can be very difficult to keep those goals achieved, especially, if someone doesn't have a support system to keep them financially sound, right? So for me, I have a job. I don't need it. I have fun doing this. And my job allows me to create this curriculum and send it out into the world for people to use. So I get my funding through my employer. And there's, I shouldn't say just my employer. There are some beautiful people, some amazing people that are part of this community that support me as well. Lance is one of my great, I should really have a thing thanking you guys on a regular basis. I should probably add that to my starting and ending screen, the supporter role. Just one more thing I want to get done that always taking a little bit of time. Let's go ahead. So we want to be able to control it from the main monster here. Let's go ahead and create a monster maker scene. I'm going to create a new scene here. I'm actually going to call this maker. Okay. And the maker is going to have a monster in it. All right. So when we start up, the maker is going to have a monster in it. Select current. And then we want the ability to adjust the properties. You do not have affiliate. Does that mean Twitch does not? Yeah, I get no money from Twitch at all. That's correct. Because you can't sub on Twitch. You can't give me bits on Twitch. There's no way to get any money. I have no way to get money through Twitch directly. So yeah, I don't get any revenue from Twitch. I get revenue. I do offer lessons, so people can pay to take lessons. I do one-on-one and group lessons. You can find that on my Ko-fi. I also have memberships you can sign up for there, and people can also sponsor me on GitHub, as well as send direct donations, and all that goes directly into the stream, goes into our prize pool for game jams, goes into just keeping, having fun, getting new things, getting new ideas here. So we're gonna put our monster over here. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to make it so that way there's like a menu you can select from to change things. There's a menu you can select from to change things. One of the things that we want to be able to change, and let's start out making it simple here, making it so we can swap out our body. Which body? So I'm going to create a grid of buttons, or maybe a list of buttons that show the different body. And the idea being, when you click on each one, when you click on one of them, it will swap the body out for our monster over here. And that's not true. I've done buttons before, but I'm still pretty new to Godot. But let's go ahead and add in a child here. This is gonna be a layout. Let's see, what is it called? Container. The container or just a control? This is going to be our base object here for our control. It's going to be like our menu. This is a thing that exists in our UI space rather than our world space. And then I kind of want to create a grid. Can we add a grid? A grid container. This is what we want here. Another option, let's go ahead and look at just our containers here. Control, container. Kind of thinking maybe a list. Also, once you have done that simple way, you could have some tabs here for each body part. Exactly. Or make it so you could click, have different ways to pull them up. You click on the body and it goes to that tab. You click on the nose and it goes at like a nose tab. Then you have exactly. And so the idea is like, how can I make this project? How can we do this project in a modular way where we say, okay, here's this one step to do it for the body. Here's how you add a tab. Let's now do it for the arms. Okay, now add it for each one. Holy cannoli kilted ninja. Thank you so much for the support. You're too incredible. Our Ko-fi, usually we get an alert for that. Did an alert come by? I missed it. Kilted ninja, you're so great. You're so grand and wonderful. I appreciate you today. Something's going on here. Our Ko-fi alert didn't go off. For the cause, yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's go into studio mode. What's going on here in our Ko-fi? Yeah, our Ko-fi source is there. Why didn't we get Someone tell me, did an alert come by? Did I miss it? Maybe I just didn't hear it. Maybe I just didn't hear it. I saw it in the chat though. That's weird. I'll have to fix that. There was no alert. Usually there's an alert with the Ko-fi sub donations. Well, thank you so much for the donation. We appreciate it here. That money is going to go directly to helping one of these projects. And many folk appreciate you and your efforts to teach and share dev. It's amazing work. Well, Kilton Ninja, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for that. And folks, we often have Kilton Ninja's music. It's actually in the queue here to be playing after as the next album. So we'll be hearing some of Kilton Ninja's music. Practical, how you been, friend? How you doing? How's your RPG coming along? It's gonna be too addictive for me. I might have to stop coming to your stream. It's gonna be too addictive for me. I'm gonna sit there staring every 10 minutes. Gotta get those points. Gotta level up. Active for me today. You may need to re-authenticate. That might just be what it is. We're in the process of, we're making a Monster Maker tool as a class project here. And so the idea is we can swap out these things. Gotta lick the, got those lick points up. Yeah, you're gonna reset me. So we're making a little thing here. We're using Kenny assets. Kenny, I got inspired. One of the things, if you're ever not sure what to do, you're not sure what type of project to work on, just go look at Kenny assets. They inspire me so much. Yesterday we were looking through these and I saw this monster builder. I was like, holy cannoli, this is gonna be such a cool project for my students to make a monster builder app in Godot. And so I'm going through the process of figuring out what are these things gonna do? What is it gonna look like? So here's our monster sprites, here's our monster maker. We can look at this, Swap out the body parts, change the colors. Here's our body. Maybe I wanna be this, maybe I wanna be a circle. You know, how the bloody hell are we? We're doing wonderful, Hunted Storm. Great to see you. So making it so that we can easily make a little program for our students to understand how like these different games, sort of like a character creator, but with aliens, with these monsters here. So that's what we're working on today. Going through the process of making this. And teaching about UI stuff. So we're gonna create a UI here, add in so we're coming over here to our control. I think it's gonna be so much fun. So teaching students how to control it. So we have this monster scene, we have this control scene here. We're gonna start building this out. We're gonna add in a grid here. I think grid container is what I want. And then the grid container is gonna have a bunch of buttons in it. Button, okay. And I'm wondering if the best way to do a button is a traditional button, but I want a picture on it. It's so satisfying, Hunted Storm. It's been my dream. And I have so much fun being a teacher. I don't know why I would lie about it, but it's one of the most fun things. It's my dream job. Mixed Source, how you been? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a beautiful day. I don't want text on the button. So I think it's texture button is what I actually want, because texture button's gonna let us put in an image. Is that true? Have a beautiful day, Sky Ninja. Texture button then for the picture. Yeah. So do I specify, here it is, textures, normal, and then we go through and we switch out all of these. Yeah. So this would be body A. It's a big body. I'm wondering if I have to swap this in for all of them. Or if I'm able to do some simpler things. So Hunted Storm, I'm going to be teaching a Godot class in the fall. So this is some of the prep work I'm doing for that class. Can just use normal if I do it this way. Here, let's test it. If I click it, all right, it doesn't go away. Perfect. That's sort of what I want. I do want something that would be really cool would be to make it, and we'll get to this later. All right, let's add in a texture button. We'll call this body A, B, C, D, E, and F. Body B, body C, body D, body E, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Yes, I know my alphabet. Do I? Possibly. Texture's gonna swap this in here. Body C, that, body D. I am curious. Body F. All right, so let's go up to our grid here. I've never used a grid container. Inherit it. Dragon Spirits, I'm doing absolutely wonderful. I hope you're having a beautiful day, my friend. Glad to see you here on this beautiful, beautiful Friday. Hope you're having a beautiful Friday. Does grid container scroll, or do you got to do a bit more with that one? I'm going to find out. This is my first time actually using the grid controller. I think it's saying essentially that this controller up here, you'll notice this thing here has a size that is just in this space here. What I want to do is I want to set some anchors so this will actually take up the whole left side of my screen. I got to kind of remember this. Because I don't remember exactly. We're going to anchor it in the top left like this. But I actually want to take up the full left side. I want to take up half. This will make it take up the whole screen. That's interesting. That didn't do what I thought it would do. Horizontal alignment, vertical alignment. I'm kind of surprised. See how it's coming up and down like this? I want to make this control, put it in the top left. I think transform. You want to change? Yeah, I think I want to change it to be something like this, right? Yeah, mechanically challenged for July was just a repeat of June. And that's because we were running our game jam. Yeah, so we can set the columns here like that. And so the idea being that when we click these buttons, we're gonna swap out our body over there on that grid container. All right, so we'll have this. We'll be able to click on these to swap it out. I kind of want to shrink these down. So I'm wondering if the best way to do this, I want these all to be a max, like a specific width. Okay, and it seems to be applying a specific width to all of them. I'm wondering, you'll notice what's interesting here, I want the image to be centered. My guess is that the way I do that would be here, like that. So I'll say center in the middle, center in the top, like that. We could even add a little, probably a border wrap over here. So here's our center like that. So it's gonna set the pivot on those. So now they're centered. Our control here, I'm not sure if I have the size quite right with our anchors and whatnot. I feel like I can't see this thing currently, but that's kind of okay. It seems to be working out. Test your game, expand the window. Does it let me expand by default? Yeah. So it's not growing with the window, which is okay. It's okay, not necessarily what I want to do. Depressed game, thank you so much for that suggestion. Super helpful. Super helpful there. All right, give me just a second. Okay. You're making it where click it body shape changes the monster. I made something like this in Flash when I was a kid. You're sure gonna love it? Yeah, Captain knows, so that's what we're going for. That's what we're working on. It's gonna be super cool. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be grand. It's gonna be awesome. The default color on these, I feel like we should probably change a little bit. I'm wondering if I can modify that here. What I'm probably gonna end up doing is having a texture saved separately rather than doing it this way, and then we can use those. That's okay. What I want to do right now is we have these signals here for when we're clicked on this button pressed. We're gonna add some signals in, and these signals are gonna send messages to our monster, to this here. So we're gonna connect our signals. And so in my monster, I need to add in the ability to swap out the sprite here. I can use a canvas layer to fix that. You might want to change the modulate on the grid container for now. That would be one. Oh, that's not a bad idea. That could be an idea to make it work here for all of these. That was under visibility, modulate. I could change all of these to be like a green, darker green, something like that. Yeah, that would work. Ooh, that's not bad. Just have like the base thing there. We'll have a color picker. Yeah, that's a nice, easy way to do it. I like that. Thank you so much for that suggestion. The problem I'm having, to make it so it scales up when I resize the window. Really what I want to do is I want to add it in, let's do it. Let's create reparent to a new node, canvas, layout, canvas layer. There it is, canvas layer, like that. And this canvas layer, I want it to take up just the left half of the screen. Do I specifically set it here? This is me trying to remember these things. Transfer XX, XY, follow viewport. Hang on. Is that right? I want this to be a canvas layer. Do I need to put it on over the whole control? Do I need to put it, this is what I tried, this one here. Should it really be this? I want it to take up, we'll play with that later. We'll play with that later. I'm not quite there yet. Do you think maybe canvas layer is what I want here though? So if the camera moves. Okay. Fresh meat, welcome back to the stream. I'm doing wonderful. I hope you're having a beautiful Friday, my friend. Welcome in, welcome aboard. Sorry, just dealing with a thing over here. There we go. Okay. All right. I need to make it so that when we click on these, that we send a signal to our monster to change the sprite. So that what's interesting is that these buttons, let's add a script. Yeah. I think they were saying specifically when I resize the window, the canvas doesn't move. And it's because I have it anchored in the top left. Really, I probably want to have it set so that the window size doesn't matter. So I have it set so it scales to maintain that resolution. I want to add in, let's start adding this onto our body here. I'm going to create a script for my monster. It'll be our monster controller. Class name monster controller, like this. And I want to have a function here, set body sprite. And this is going to take in a sprite. We might call them, they might be called textures here. It might be a texture 2D, I'm not 100% sure. Let's go look at it. Body here. What is the type? This is a texture 2D. Set body. I'm just gonna have it call set body here. Texture like this. And what we're going to do, I'm gonna make this a unique. And what we'll do is we'll pull this in so we have access to it. And what we'll do is do body.texture. It's going to be equal to the texture that's coming in. So we'll have this function that lets us change this body. It's going to let us change the body. What we need to do now is connect this in our maker scene. When we click on these buttons, we need to send this body over to the monster. So we need sort of a controller here that sits between these two things. When we click this button, it says, oh, I know I've been clicked. Let me go get that signal. So we have this signal for pressed like this, but this doesn't tell us what image is here. So we need to do a little bit more than this. I'm thinking, let me think here. What's the best way? What's the way I want to do this? Because button pressed, could add it to our monster. It's on body F pressed, but really I would like to have, we could test this out here real quick. We could do it this way. This one's going to be a little bit, we need to, this won't work the way we want. So on body B pressed, noticed on body B pressed, on body A pressed. We want this to be more general than this. On body B pressed, we can go find, we don't know what the sprite was. We don't know what the sprite is that's being set here. But just to test it out, we could do set body. And we can take this body B texture here like this. I don't know if I can actually do this. I have to load that texture in. All right. So we need a reference to the texture. There's a couple things we gotta do. This is a little trickier than I was hoping it would be. Let's create we need to have a button that is knowledgeable about what its texture is. Need a button that is knowledgeable about what texture it contains. And has a signal that when you press it, contains that, so we can wire these things up nicely. Cyril, thank you for the hat. Let's get another hat added to the stack so we can be 4 hats deep. 4 hats deep. Frida, welcome back, my friend. Groversaurus, hope you're having a beautiful day. Welcome into the stream. Fresh meat, congratulations on your number 30. Groversaurus number 27. Excellent, excellent work, everybody. Go ahead and mark this here. But my signal, what I'm saying here is my signal doesn't contain this information. So I need to send this. There needs to be something in the middle that pulls out that information, that knows what information it is there. So we have a monster. I'm gonna come in here in my maker. I think I wanna add a script to my maker here. Oh, I know how to get the texture off the button. I need to include it in my pressed here, right? So it doesn't know, the signal itself doesn't know what it was. So we need to have a signal, maybe, or something in between that listens for the signal and then can send that information out. It needs to know which button was actually pressed. Yeah, so it doesn't quite, quite have the information we need in this particular function. Anonymous, congratulations on number 31. Should get 2 hats. I did a hat command the other day, and what when you weren't streaming. All right, we'll get it. Cyril, we'll get another one here for you. Called pressed on the button, then create a signal that, exactly. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Thank you for the second hat there, Cyril. We do have to take a break in about 5 minutes, so it's gonna reset in just a moment. Congratulations on 32 intensive code. Getting those points, getting those daily points. So we're gonna write a script here. Oh, we're hatting now. We're hatting now. We're gonna write a script here. We create a new script. This script is actually gonna inherit from our texture button. And this button is gonna, thank you for the hat, Hunted Storm. Thank you for the hat, Intense Scope. Let's get another hat. We gotta get 2 hats. We got 1 hat. Hang on, I can do it. 1 hat. 2 hats. 3 hats. 3 hats. 4 hats. We got this. We got this under control. We can't, 5 hats. 5 hats. We came prepared. This hat's on backwards. Is this hat on backwards? It is. 4 hats. Let's get a 5th hat on this stack. My room's not big enough. I'm gonna make our room a little bit bigger. How quick can we stack the hat, chat? Thank you so much for the hats. There we go. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. How can you code? We do our best, Dan. We do our best. And then, so what I want to add, I wish something that would be really cool. I would love to have extension methods here. In C# we have something called extension methods. That's okay though. We're gonna call this a texture. Here it's texture button. Texture button. Not quite sure. Notifier. So the idea is when we click this button, enhanced. We'll call it an enhanced texture button. Oh, we could call it a monster modifier button. There we go. It's a button that's going to modify a monster. Okay, so the thing that we need in it, we need to know which monster we're modifying. Okay, so we have our monster controller here. This is going to be a class name monster modifier button. It extends a texture button. And what we want to do is when we press the button, we're going to do something. We're going to change the monster. Okay, so we have a monster modifier button. This particular one, can I pull this in here, the texture that we have? We can. Look at that. Look at that. We can just say, hey, this happened. Oh, that's the body white one. I want it to be the normal, texture normal, something like that. Thank you so much for the clip. Let's look at the hat frenzy. Thank you so much for the clip, Searle. Hat Hunted Storm. Thank you for the hat and 10 scope. Let's get another hat. We gotta get 2 hats. Is this what I look like? Hang on, I can do it. 1 hat. 2 hats. 3 hats. 3 hats. 4 hats. We got this. We got this under control. We can't. 5 hats. 5 hats. We can't. This is exactly how I look. We need to get a chin command so that we can but you need like a subtract chins from the captain. As I get more hats, I get more hunched too. Oh no, these hats are good. Probably not good for me. There we go. I do have a lot of hats on my hand. It's true. It's true. I got a lot of hats on my head too. Fun fact. Fun fact. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to be able to I accidentally killed something. Hang on 1 second. Let's reload this. There we go. Right, my music, I accidentally killed my music. We want to actually get a reference to, we need to know which monster we're talking about. Schmeat, we're gonna get so much coding done, folks. Let's get another hat added to this stack. Thank you for the hat. Here we go. Here we go. My arms are long enough, I promise. Perfect. Thank you for the hat. Shin, thank you for the hat. Let's get another hat added to this stack. Uh-oh. Which way? Which way? Here we go. I gotta do it while I'm looking at, I have a like a little preview camera over here. That's how I you know, I orient myself. All right. I gotta be very, very careful now. One wrong move and all the hats go flying off. So we're gonna be extra careful here. Thank you for the hats. What's your neck exercise routine to hold all those hats? You gotta give it the old 1-2. Gotta give it the old 1-2. 1, 2, and then you do the neck rolls. Oh yeah. Oh, if only, you know, I should have held the mic up to my neck. If only you guys could hear all the poppage. All the poppage. So I'm gonna do a little thing here that says an export. Is this how I want to do it? An export a variable. This is gonna be our monster controller. Monster controller, monster controller, like this. So we're gonna have a variable we can set on this button. That's the monster controller we wanna do. And we kind of have a, what do we do? We're gonna create another one here called, we're gonna export a var. I'm gonna make this one our texture. Texture 2D, like this. And when we click the button, I'm gonna create a function here. I'm gonna call it apply. And all apply is gonna do, just so we can test that, it's gonna be our controller dot set body texture. So we can test it here, be able to test. We'll swap each one of these on. This texture is probably gonna actually come from, we're gonna go find the texture on the actual button. We're gonna have to figure out which function to call, which method to call. Freedom Forge, how the heck have you been, by the way? Great to see you. Revolt's Twitch, thank you so much for the follow. Revolt's Twitch followed me. You're so great and lovely. Revolt's Twitch, welcome to the crew. Looks like you have a hat problem. Or is it a hat solution, Mr. Poopy Pants? Mr. Poopy Pants, what a wonderful name. Welcome into the stream. Hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm having a wonderful day. Let's go over to our maker. So now you can see that our controller here can actually attach this to our monster. And we're gonna do some tricks here in a moment to make this swap out which one's here. This one happens to be the body white texture. We gotta duplicate this button now. Or attach the different scripts. There's a couple different ways we could do this. There's a couple different ways. Let's get body B working first. So there's a script that we want to attach as part of our maker. This is our monster modifier button. And the controller that we're talking to is our monster. And the texture that we're gonna do is this one. Okay, so let's test it out. When I click this, nothing happens. Oh, because I didn't actually make it so you actually click the button. What I want to do, we need to add the signal to it. So in our script here, we need to actually add the signal. We need to make this is interesting. This is interesting because the signal here, all right, we need to make this its own scene. Make save branch as scene. That's going to be our monster modifier button. Okay. Now we can come over here. What we want to do is we're going to make it so when we press this, it's going to be attached here. This is the signal we do. Pressed is going to just call apply. Sort of like when we click the button, go and call apply on it. It's always interesting seeing how other engines do things. Hunted Storm, absolutely. That's why I've gone through and I'm learning this. JD, welcome into the stream. Congratulations on your number 33. Hope you're having a beautiful day. 19,000 points, Freedom Forge. Really racking them up. You saving up for that Lambo? You saving up for the Lambo redeem? Just wondering. Just wondering. All right, I'm gonna go through. Let's delete these ones. Let's duplicate this one, call it body B here. And then in our inspector, this is so interesting. In our inspector, body B. Why does this keep moving out like that? Oh, something terrible has happened. We have two of these. Something terrible is about to happen. Make this our body B. And then in our yes, like that. We need to make it down here in the actual textures. This is body B like this. And then our parent is our monster. Monster. Let's test it. There we go. So now we can swap out that body. We have a little tool for making it so we can swap the bodies out like that. Godot editor code, quite straightforward compared to Unity's multiple scripts on the same game object. For what it's worth, Mr. Poopy Mans, I'm a big fan of entity component systems. And so I tend to build my things out using that style. Each one tends to be a different node, but all the nodes are sort of in the inspector there. It's a really common way to do things. It's just different. I do think it's a little bit easier to get started in Godot than Unity. That said, I came from a Unity background, so I had already had some experience. And so it's hard, I can't learn an engine without, for the first time, ever again. So just like I can't learn a first programming language for a first time ever again. It's such an interesting predicament that we sort of end up in it. Turns out game design is the hard bit. Yeah, that's very true. I'd agree with that. So, D, doesn't matter how you make it, yeah. Game design is very challenging. Once you get past the basics, it gets down to that, right? So it's how do you utilize the engine? How are you using the engine to help you do those things. A, B, C, D, E, F. And it's one of the reasons I want to learn Godot better. I want to get better with Godot, and so I can actually speak more informed on it. I just don't know enough. So now we have all these. So we can change out. Look at that. Look at that. We have our body swapper here. Sweet. All right, we've been going for a little bit over 90 minutes. A little bit over 90 minutes. We take a break every 60 minutes, every 90 minutes, 2 hours tops. So we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to take a quick break here to get ourselves a top up of the bean water. Yeah, get a little bit more dopamine, get a little bit more hydration fuel. When we come back, we're going to keep working on this project. We're going to keep trying to simplify it here. We're going to add in a tab. Hopefully we'll add in a tab here so we can switch between the different arms as well. So we have our body. Let's see if we can get an arms tab going next. Maybe add in a little layer behind it so that this will have a little box around it. That would be nice. Shrink them down a little. Studio is super simple to start. I found Unity's script execution order thing as an afterthought, but something which just stuck with the engine, not a good design. I think there's a lot of bad designs in a lot of places. It turns out making software is hard. Turns out making software that's intuitive and usable is really, really hard to do. I find there's a lot of things in Godot I feel that way. The biggest one is how the scroll wheel works differently in a bunch of different sections. Yeah, have to make choices somewhere. Exactly. And you have different people making different choices. It's hard. All right, folks, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Captain Coder will return. All right, folks, we're back. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for bearing with us. We are back. We're going to keep working on our project here. We are in the process here. One thing I want to do is I actually want to add, we want to be able to switch between the different objects we're going to modify. Different objects. Right now, we've added in a way to change the body. So we click this, it swaps out which body sprite we're using. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I like it, I like it, I like it a lot. But now we want to be able to switch between being able to swap in different body parts. So we want to be able to, we'll do the arms next. We'll do the arms next. I'd like to clean up this UI a little bit. I want to add sort of a little window around these and then add in a tab. I've never done a tab before. Someone mentioned it and I thought that would be a great idea. So we have our grid container here. I'm going to call this our body grid. Okay, let's create an empty parent here. Reparent to a new node. And then I kind of want it to be have a little container that contains this. I know it's going to be a control panel. I want it to be a panel here. Tab container should do both, I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a panel, I think, to start out, and then we'll put a tab container above that. But I wanna start off with a panel here. And so these are gonna be inside the panel. Is there a way to make this resize to just fit its contents? More than anything, I want my panel here so that it just wraps around these things nicely. So that we have that little back there. Yeah, panel, container auto resizes. Let's see. Huh. Okay. Is there do I have to select auto resize? Or do I have to specify that I want it to be, essentially I want this container to take up panel, a panel container. All right, let's try swapping this out then. Change type, panel container. Ah, that's sort of what I want. What's interesting though is we are going to end up making this thing sort of be a scroll. Let's change this to say panel container. We're going to swap out which grid we're using. And so maybe I got to understand how the tab works as well. Since I can attach only one script to a node in Godot, I think I'm planning out better how to manage code. Yeah, so being able to attach only one script is interesting. I've seen that come up with coworkers that they got mixed up with both. Gotcha. Yeah, I hadn't seen that before. Or I think I've used just one or the other before. Let's see what this looks like. Does this actually have that border on it? No. Okay. Can I make this have a rounded border? Is there an I like things to be round, so if you fall and you land on a sharp edge, you can cut yourself. We want it to be round, keep ourselves nice and safe so we don't fall and cut ourselves on this container. Does anyone know how to make it? Does anyone know off the top of your head if there is a way to make it have rounded edges by default? Yeah, I'm looking in the theme here. I'm not seeing that specifically. I might have to create a new theme. I'm not super familiar with exactly how themes work. It's also okay if we can't get that working right off the bat. My guess is you can put a panel with rounded edges. Okay, so theme, you said I'd need to add in a new theme or add a theme variation. Would I create a new theme? It's been some time since I've done that. That's okay. I don't necessarily want to spend a ton of time on it right now. It'd just be nice to be able, ooh, I accidentally deleted everything. Let's go ahead and clear this. If it was something I could easily add, I wanted to add it in there. So like a panel, like a 9 style thing. Theme override. It doesn't have it down here in styles. Style box, content margins, resources. So I still need to put like another thing in here to do it. So we'll clear this out as well. I'm gonna leave it for now. You only would give it a single panel, not a full theme maybe. Yeah, I think I'd need to do a little bit more research to understand how to do it. And that's not the goal. The goal here isn't necessarily to do that for this project, right? And so I think I was hoping there might be just like a little thing I could drag there to make it a little bit, you know, softer, but that's okay. That's okay. Can I add in, I do think there are padding things I can do here. And this one is in the, oh, it's not in the themes. We'll come back. Yeah, we'll circle back depending on how much time we have. I do want to add in padding. I thought there was an easy way to add in padding. Oh, I would create a padding. Hang on. There's let's create a new empty parent padding. There's a container that lets us add in a margin or something. I can't remember what it was. A 9-patch rectangle menu bar. Margin container. There it is. So now our margin container, we can do this 5, yeah, 10 pixels on each side. Give us that margin. Perfect. Perfect. Argilt, welcome back to the stream, or welcome to the stream, I should say. Hello, world, indeed. How you been, friend? Hope you're having a beautiful Friday. We're having a beautiful Friday. We're making a character creator. Yeah, I think I might have seen you over on, your name looks familiar. I was on Godot Engine Official on Wednesday, so we're making a monster maker. We're making a monster maker. So welcome into Captain Coder's Academy. Yeah, so we're adding this in here. We're gonna create a thing to swap between these panels. And I've never done that before. JD, have you ever used a tab container? A container that creates a tab for each child control, displaying it only. Ooh, cool, cool. So let's come up here. I'm gonna call this our body panel, like this. So I'm gonna create a parent, create a reparent to new node, create a tab container, a container that creates a tab for each child. Ooh, body panel. We're gonna call this arm panel. I'm interested, it's interesting that it's doing it by name like this. All right, but let's go into our arm panel here. Tab container, current tab. Let's go to that one. This is super nice. I need to do some work on this. This is super cool. Yeah, I'm having fun with it. So we're gonna swap these out, and we're gonna find that there's some annoyances that we're gonna run into here with our arms. All right, so I'm gonna add in an arm here. Each one of these we're gonna swap out, and then we're gonna find there's different things we need to do. But you'll notice I'm swapping this texture twice. I use it for my Game Hub project. This way back, got you. Gerbil Lord, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. And Tater's Games, great to have you here. How have you been, friend? Hope you're having a beautiful day. Let's go ahead and swap in our arm here for this. So this is gonna let us change our arm types. All right, you'll notice, look how annoying this is. I'm having to change this in 2 places. I'm having to change it in 2 places. Who wants to do 2 things? 2 places? That's insanity. That's too much work. When is it gonna stop? All right. But we'll find that we're gonna swap these out. We're gonna find a way to minimize this. This whole project, the whole class here, the whole class project in this case is gonna be about when you see you're doing the same thing multiple times, how do you reduce that complexity? What do you do to change it? This is a time to see, oh, well, maybe it is time to swap it out into a script. Yeah, at some point you might want the button texture normal directly. Exactly, something like that could work. We're gonna play around with it. We're also gonna find here, I can swap my body out, but, oh no, my script is swapping the body out. We don't want that. We want this to swap our arm textures out. So we wanna go into our monster here, edit our monster script, function set arm, texture 2D. What's interesting is our arms actually have, there's 2 of these. that we're gonna have to modify the sprite for. Both of these sprites, we'll call this left arm sprite, right arm sprite. And there's different ways we could do it. We could pull it in like this and have it be fully locked out like that. I personally really like to make these unique names in case I change the hierarchy on them. I won't have to swap them out. So at left arm sprite, right arm sprite, we have this here, arm texture. We're gonna change out both of these. Left arm sprite dot texture equals the new texture, and then our right arm. And we might eventually want to make it so you can do different arm texture. So you can swap out the left arm, right arm, have different arms there. But for now, we're going to swap them in here at the same time. We could also do an export there. I prefer on ready so that I don't have to re-drag and reconnect everything together. It's a little bit making it inspector variable. Yeah, we could make it an inspector variable. Guest, welcome back. How you been, my friend? And Mr. Poopy Pants, thank you so much for the follow. Mr. Poopy Pants, have you met them? They're so great, they're wonderful. Mr. Poopy Pants, thank you so much for the follow. So now we have this set arm thing here. What's interesting is our monster modifier button, the apply. The apply needs to do something slightly different. There's a variety of ways we could do this. The way I'm gonna go ahead and do it is, we could do it through inheritance. Could also do it through a drop down that says, well, which method do we want to call? Also do it through a string. What's our follower count at? 3,000. Here's what I got right now, Tani. Here's what I got. 3,981. So I think you're safe today. I don't think we're gonna get there today, but maybe, possibly. But Sijian, if you're here, Tani's coming for it. Last time here's the thing, Tani. You're gonna have to unfollow first and then wait. It's a little bit tricky because that count gets a little bit weird. And there, big reveal tomorrow. How are we're feeling? I'm excited. I hope you're excited. We're gonna do the raffle live too. We're gonna do it live. So we don't know who won the raffle yet, but we'll find that out together. We do know who won each of our categories though. Yeah, for the Captain Coders Learn You a Game Jam. We haven't, I know it's been a long time. It feels like it's been a long time. Captain Coders Learn You a Game Jam. We're gonna be doing the raffle for our winners. We're gonna be announcing the winners tomorrow. We're gonna be raffling off 5 unique people are gonna win $50 for having submitted to Learn You a Game Jam. Exactly. Yeah, we're giving away $1,300 tomorrow. $1,300 tomorrow. Yeah, 5 unique people, indeed. Can't win twice. You can't win twice. So this is gonna not necessarily be set body. We want to be able to specify which body part we're setting. There are 2 different ways that I can think that would be reasonable to approach this. One of them is inheritance. So we have monster, we could change this so we have subclasses, monster body modifier button, monster arm modifier button. What do I want to teach? The other way we could do it is using enumerations and have students use if statements or a match statement to select which enumerated type, which enum they use. What do we think would be better? What do you guys think? Should we use inheritance or should we use inheritance or should we use enumerated types? What should we learn? I think inheritance makes more sense in this case. Easier to add new buttons. So we're gonna create buttons here. In our maker here, we're gonna create a new folder. We're gonna call this monster modifier, monster buttons. Talk about it again, I didn't quite catch it. So I have this monster modifier button. It needs to be able to set a texture on different body, not just set body. When we have one that does it for arms, we need to call set arms, set body, set arms. So there's different ways we could approach this. Using inheritance makes it so we write no if statements. Maybe it's a better approach. Actually, I'm not convinced it's a better approach. I think it is a good approach. Inheritance often runs into these weird things. Another approach would make it so that you actually drag in the function. You could do a match case. I think having some export variable should allow to have the same behavior. So the export variable would need to be able to specify which method, which function we're going to call. So what would you suggest we do, Chainer? You're suggesting an export variable. The variable does what? What is this variable? This variable would need to be a body part that we're going to set, so like a target texture. There's an enum that has setters and calls the function. Yeah, so that was the other idea, is that this is essentially a way where you can drag a function in to this here. Or you can send information off. We need to be able to call a different method in our apply. Set body, set texture, controller.set texture. Okay, but then I need to add that controller. So in my scene, I don't have, in my maker scene, I only have the top level monster. I don't have all the sub. I don't have all access to each of the different parts. My monster here, I only have access to the top level. Okay, so then I have to expose all of those through the top level. I actually think this is a reasonable spot to show how you can use extension to call the same method to show, oh, when I call apply here, it's actually calling the apply on another one. We could have different methods here. We could use what's called shadowing. We could inheritance here to call these different things. Dynamic dispatch. Yeah. So I think the way I'm gonna do it here is to have students make different monster button scripts like this, and then we have our monster modifier button here, and we're actually going to create subclasses of this, and each one is going to specify which method we call. So we end up overriding the apply to do something different in each one. So this one's going to be a monster modifier button. This is going to be a monster arm modifier button like this. So these are different ways you could do the same thing. And then the monster arm modifier, monster arm modifier button like this. I guess the issue is that you might need a different AP, but you do it your way, and I'll try to show you my way. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, the coolest thing about programming is there's many different ways to do it. There's a lot of different ways to do it. There isn't just one way. We get to reuse a lot of this stuff here, and this now becomes set arm. We pass the detection here. Zach, oh, this stream is all about backseat coding. Zach, it's all about backseat coding here, because that's how we get to know different ways to do things, which way's better, in which situation. There's a bunch. Yeah. Zach, thank you so much for that. Yeah. I love backseat coding because sometimes someone will suggest something like, oh, you know what? That's a super simple solution to this. I actually think this is a really simple solution. JD, be careful with that. Though you could use first class functions or call the method by name. Yeah, so this, again, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. It depends on, like, okay, what do I want the student to practice? Do I want them to practice connecting scripts, writing different scripts in it? I just started a Godot course, so I will be useless. No worries, Zach. That's, I've only been using Godot for about a month, maybe 2 months, something like that. I have a lot of programming experience, but this is, I'm still quite new. This should probably be called Monster. Ooh, it's a little tricky here. Zach, thank you so much for the follow. Have you met the Zach Nebula? Zach the Nebula followed me today. Zach, thank you so much. Thank you for the follow, Zach. Glad to have you here. What's interesting, let's go into my maker here. Yeah, maybe this isn't the way I want to do it. We're gonna call this our arm. We'll call this arm A, arm B. And that's why I decided not to start doing screenshots on this, because I'm not sure the path I want to take for this one yet. This is the first time I've done this project in Godot. This type of project in Godot. These actually need to all be a different script. These all should actually be monster arm modifier, like that. Now I'm curious, is that all I needed to do? Oh no, something terrible has happened. That arm in base is nil. Oh, it's because I didn't set the controller on these. Hang on, let's go to these. The controller should be our monster. The textures all need to be reset now as well. So the textures here. We'll fix this as well, because we're gonna want to make it just use the normal texture, or the normal texture just use the texture that's set up there. But now we should be able to swap these arms out, I think. There we go. So now we can swap the arms out. All right, we have our body. We can swap the body out. So this is like our little character thing here. The arms don't quite reach there, so we're gonna want to have a slider that lets us adjust where they're going in there. Game dev is very, very different. Yeah, errors are never terrible. They are the one way that code can talk. But yeah, so it's the compiler telling you, not the compiler, it's the program trying to tell you what's going on. Sometimes the error messages are better than others. Explorer, thank you so much for the follow. Lackey, is it Lackey Explorer? Welcome in, Lackey. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for exploring here. Skulls of Death. Welcome in, happy to have you here on this beautiful day. So we're making progress. I guess you have never dealt with async errors. Yeah, so async errors can be brutal. That said, it is still trying to help you. You know, error message try to give you help, try to give you information so you can make progress. So we got our arm panel here. Our arm panel almost needs to have, this is gonna be a monster maker. Yeah, we're using assets provided by Kenny. So Kenny's Monster Builder Asset Pack. We're gonna use this to make our monster creator. So we're coming through here. It's gonna be a class project. So I'm a computer science teacher. For anyone who's new here, my name's Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me, and me is Captain Coder. And Captain Coder is a computer... Wrong button. Captain Coder is a computer science educator. My full-time job is working at a school for ages 10 to 14. I love my job, and this is a project. This fall, I'm teaching a class on Godot, and I saw this asset pack, and I thought it would be such a fun project for students to create this creator here. So that's what we're doing. That's awesome. I know. I'm so excited. It's going to be super fun. The students are going to love this project. This asset pack is amazing. And it's not just for young people. Anybody can learn from this project, right? Thank you for the cloud, JD. Thank you for the sus. Thank you for the doy. Glad to have you here. Okay. So we have our arm panel. Let's go ahead and add in a panel we got to add in different things here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Duchiner. I think you might be right. I think you might be right that we should make this communicate a little bit better. I'm not convinced that. I'm feeling the pain of swapping out these textures. So I think one thing I want to do is this texture is actually going to go find the normal here. So it knows that it happens to be, I'm gonna go into the script. I'm gonna drop in my monster modifier, but I'm gonna drop this texture here. And instead it's gonna go find, this thing happens to have a texture on it. And we're gonna go, this thing happens to be a texture button. A texture button has a textures dot self dot texture normal. There it is. So it's gonna be texture normal like this. And now I don't have to use that in multiple places. Let's try it now. Texture, this was in another spot here. This should be our texture normal. So it still swaps it out. Our body panel still swaps those out. And now we don't have the extra load of setting that texture. We just have to set it the controller. I also kind of want to get rid of this controller. It might make sense to have multiple makers. We want to pull this out here, I think, from this monster. I know you were suggesting setting it up in our export variable. I'm not sure that's what I want to do yet either. I hate having to set this every time. So what I want to do is I want it to actually go find this. I want it to find this. So I'm gonna actually use a group here. I'm gonna use a group because what's gonna end up happening is these are going to be, I'm gonna put this into another spot, but I'm gonna make this into a group here. It's gonna be our monster. Ooh, there's gonna be different monsters. Might need to make a top level. If I have multiple monsters in the same scene, how do I know which one I'm modifying is a challenge. So maybe I won't do this just yet. Let's go ahead and add in legs. Let's see how hard it is to add in a legs panel. Right. Can I also make this not... Does it have to be based on this name? Could you commit the link? Oh, Ducaner, thank you so much for reminding me. I should have committed a long time ago. I got too excited. Sometimes when I'm prototyping, I forget to commit. Feet, add body and arm panel. There we go. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah, if you want to check it out there, show me what you're suggesting. I think that'd be super interesting. I love seeing what different people are doing. We'll call this legs, arms, legs. So my personal opinion is every commit you should be able to describe everything you did in one sentence. If you're doing commits in a useful way, the most useful way, not always, is to try and have a commit leg A, leg B. How many legs do we have? Let's go look at our leg options. You'll also notice I'm having to set all of these up. It'd be nice if we could just pull these out, if it would load these down here. But this is an intro class. I don't think I want to make it so that my students are thinking about arrays on this particular project. A software developer, I would handle these things in a way that doesn't make sense. It just works, and that's what I like about development. Development is hard. Development, we have a lot of different ways to do the same thing. It's kind of cool. Clip tab, tab visible, all tabs in front, drag and rearrange. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I'm wondering if there is a way, we'll have to look here, to change the name. Terrier, welcome in. Push Toy, also missed saying hello to you, but Push Toy, it's great to see you. Hope you're having a beautiful day. So we got our legs here. Let's go ahead and swap these textures out. We got leg A, leg B, leg C. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make it so that we're not going to make it load these from an array. And I think that's okay for this project. Again, this is a completely beginner class. This project, the point is not to learn about the arrays. The whole purpose of this project is to learn about doing UI stuff, doing some simple UI stuff to interact with it. So we haven't learned about arrays yet. We may not even cover arrays in this class at all. Keep in mind, this is going to be a 15-week class, 1 hour a week. So about 15-hour total, no homework. Yeah. Push Toy, I hope you've been well, my friend. We're going to create another subscript here, another script to do this. here like this. And this one's gonna be our monster leg modifier button. Right, so this one here, we're gonna have to create a new thing called set leg. So it's going to our monster script as well. And so we're gonna have a function here, set leg, texture 2D. Should probably call it set leg texture, but I've already sort of followed this sort of thing already. Yeah, that wasn't. Why does one use class name? Great question, Zach. So now that I have class name here, I can find this. Let's go to my monster modifier button. Let's go to my monster leg modifier. Set leg. This is going to be called a monster leg modifier button. Okay, so I'm using class name here. Make sure my project starts up. It doesn't. Let's put a pass here for now. Want to make sure all my scripts. Okay. This allows me to find this in my node tree inspector. So we're going to change this. Hang on. Let's say I go to create a new child node. If I search for leg, notice my monster leg modifier button now shows up in this node tree. When I specify a class name, that will add it to my node inspector. If I don't do that, it doesn't show up here. It does, and it will end up kind of not making that big of a difference, but it lets me find it in my inspector. I'm gonna swap this script out here. This is my leg modifier. Here like this. And so my leg modifier, notice I have set leg like this. It is super useful, absolutely. All right. Something terrible is going wrong. Set leg does not exist on base. I did not. Controller.setLeg. Let's go into, that's actually kind of surprising to me. I didn't set my controller. Is that what happened? Hang on. Monster leg modifier. Arm. Extends monster modifier button. Why am I not getting this here? Monster modifier button. It's not showing my monster modifier button here for some reason. I don't understand that. Incredibro, welcome into the stream. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Dramulks was first. Sidrin, congratulations on your number 34. I got distracted by the word Dramulks there. Dramulks was just first today. That's all that's saying. Why am I not seeing? Let's go to my maker scene. Super weird. Hang on, let's clear this script. Let's add in our monster leg modifier. Why do I not get my controller here? This was happening to me the other day as well. Monster modifier. Oh, there's an error here. There's not an error here. I shouldn't be able to put this in the sub. Yeah, this will yell at me saying that it already exists in the parent. There it goes. This is a bug. This is a bug in Godot. Time to focus on the course. Thank you so much for coming in, Zach. I hope to see you again. We'll be back tomorrow as well. So I hope to see you then. Gotta bounce off. Thank you for the stream. Kilted Ninja, keep coding, keep growing, keep being the best you can be. You're welcome back anytime. We'll see you again soon. Yeah, so it's such a weird bug. It's happened to me a couple times. I should figure out how to reproduce it. I don't know how to reproduce this bug. There it is. Right there. Okay. monster. Donnie, how you been, friend? Hope you're having a beautiful day. Our set leg isn't doing anything yet. Okay. I'm not sure why. It seems, yeah. Maybe, I'm not sure what the bug is. I've had it happen to me multiple times. And it's specifically when extending a class, it won't show up and then I like swap it out. Anyway, love me some Godot. I'm having a blast with Godot. Having a total blast. So let's go over to our monster controller. Okay. And we're going to pull in our leg sprites here. These are our leg sprites. Oops, let's make these unique. Let's call this right leg sprite, left leg sprite, like that. We're gonna bring them in. Oh, it's still doing, oh, hang on. I'd still have to make them unique. Make unique, make unique. There we go. Now I have them coming in that way. There's pros and cons to this. If I were to change the name, I'd have to change this here. I wish there was a way for it to keep a track of that. But it makes it so if I reposition them, I don't have to change them that way. Right, so this will be our right leg sprite dot texture equals texture. And our left. So our students get a lot of practice doing this. This is the thing, one of the things I love about this type of project. I'm gonna show them how to do it with the body, the left arm, right arm, and then basically say, all right, now do it for everything else. Do it for the rest of these things. And so they get this great opportunity to practice doing this thing over and over again. All right, so now we got the different legs that we can swap in here. Right, got the arms, got the body. So we're making this little monster creator here, like that. Arms, legs. We got to add in the rest of, let's add in the rest of these. We're super close. Let's do a commit. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There you are. Git commit dash m feet add leg tab. Push that up. Okay, let's continue. We're gonna continue here. What do we want to add next? We got, let's do antenna next. Antenna next, so we can swap those around here. This one might be interesting. I'm not exactly sure if these are gonna swap in nicely, but we'll try it. So same thing with this process. We want to duplicate our leg modifier. We're gonna go ahead and duplicate this to be our monster antenna modifier. Chameleon, what a great way to spell that. Chameleon, you're so great. You're so wonderful today. Thank you for following me. We're gonna do a monster antenna modifier. Set antenna, and maybe we need a better name than antenna. Our controller doesn't have this, so we got to go over to our monster controller as well. We're going to add in a function, set antenna. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm having so much fun. I hope everyone's having as much fun as I am. Thank you guys so much for all of your suggestions as well. You're probably a baritone, yeah. When I was in choir, for anyone who doesn't know, I was actually, we'll call this left antenna sprite, right antenna sprite. I was actually a music major. I went to college to be a music teacher. I wanted to be a band director. And in band, I had to teach, not in band, in college, I had to join the chorus, as in the community chorus, community choir. And I sang baritone and then also bass. So it depended on which season it was, but baritone and bass. I can tell by the vibrato, yeah. I'm not quite bass, I'm not quite tenor, I'm like in between, so baritone, but often would sing the bass part as well. The captain was a squirrel. True, true. And to this day, I still am. Right. Antenna sprite, not texture, equals texture. We're gonna swap these in like this. Let's go ahead and create our antenna menu now. So we'll go back to our maker here. We got our arms, legs, call this one antenna, like that. And then how many, really the antenna here should maybe be called like head accessory. I did struggle with finding my voice type, but had a good booger monster. That's right, Dramble, had a good booger monster. Let's go into our antenna sprites here. We got one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 options. All right, I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna actually start off by doing just one, setting it properly, and then duplicating it. All right, antenna A, like this. The script is actually gonna be the antenna script we made. Antenna modifier. Then we're gonna assign this to the monster here like that. Let's go ahead and switch the tab here so we can see it as we're coming in to make sure that we're attaching the right sprite to it. Details, add this sprite in here, duplicate. Antenna. I'm curious what this is gonna look like when we do it. Let's test it out. Okay, so we do have the pivot. We might have to adjust the pivot point or something. I'm not 100% sure the best way to do it. I'm a tenor transition from bass to tenor. Gosh, ooh, bass to tenor is a big jump. Singer, sing us a song. Sing us a song, you're the singer man. Sing us a song tonight. We're all in the mood for some singer songs. And your singer songs got us singing all right. Sing, sing about singing. Who's this Billy Joel? No, this is Captain Coder here. Who's this Billy Joel you're mentioning? I don't know who you're talking about. I ain't never heard of no Billy Whoozy Whatsy. Antenna D. Add that in there like that. Rounded ear, so kind of like a Broadway singing, something like that. I don't know. I don't know about that. It's interesting. It's called Detail White Eye. Apparently I got some eyes, white eye. Let's see if this is the right thing. We might have put this in our, it's like it's an eye on the end of an antenna there. Texture, swap that out for eye. Duplicate this, we'll call this antenna A, B, C, D, E, F. Ooh, we're gonna run into a little bit of a trouble here in a moment. It'll be fun. Be fun to debug. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There we go. Got our different horns here. Let's make this one a little bit wider. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Let's try out our different antenna. Boop. See how they don't quite match up? So we'll want to add in some things here that make it possible to adjust the positioning and the rotation on them. So we'll adjust the position and rotation, but we can swap them out for now. And they look really weird, actually. Some of the horns and stuff look really weird. Might have wanted to make the antenna and horns separate. Maybe put the ears separate as well. That's interesting. Maybe I renamed to Incredicode. Yeah. Strictly 80s Billy Joel. We do our best. Look, we do our best. All right, so we got our antenna here. We got arms, body, face. Let's add in more. We got arms, body, face, antenna. Arms, bodies, legs, antenna. Face is the next part. So we got a bunch of different things we got to do for the face as well. What's interesting, we could put all the face things in one, but it might make sense. Yeah, I'm not sure if it actually makes sense to do that or not. Let's go ahead and duplicate antenna here. We got, oh cool, it does have the little arrows there on the left. We'll call this antenna one here. We'll call this face. I'm gonna call it face here. I think just because there's so few eyes actually have a lot of options. We'll come in here with, we'll call this eyes. Eyes. I was thinking eyes would have eyebrows and stuff associated with. You don't mind? I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. So for this, for the eyes here, we actually don't want to have our color being adjusted. So I think, I can't remember which one we put this on. Must have been the body grid here. It's funny that I still call it body grid. Probably need to just change it to grid. We're going to go ahead and reset that. So the eyes here, let's come through. We're going to make just one eye. Start out eye A. And we're going to make, we need to make a new script here. Leg modifier, arm modifier. We'll call this to our monster eye modifier there. Mitseru, welcome to the stream. Welcome back, Habuka. Great to see you as well. It's so wonderful to see all these lovely people here on this beautiful Friday. Thank you guys so much for coming by. Such a pleasure to have you guys here, keeping me motivated, helping me have so much fun. I have so much fun with all you wonderful people here. So this is now going to be our monster eye modifier, like that. It's gonna make me, see, notice it did this weird, it's because there's a bug in here. This monster eye modifier. And we're gonna set eye. And we're gonna go add that into our monster script as well. So our monster controller. We need to come over to our monster, get our eye textures, our eye sprites, left eye. I'm gonna rename this sprite. Ooh, I might actually want to, and this is where this unique naming is. We probably are gonna end up adding in like a rotation for these, but we'll find out. Access unique eye sprite here. Go ahead and pull these in like that. So we have the left eye sprite, the right eye sprite. We'll do func, set eyes, texture, texture 2D. Set leg, set arm. I guess set eye is what we want to do here. And this is gonna be left eye sprite dot texture equals texture, right eye sprite dot texture equals texture. Don't go cry in a corner, Greg's right. I've never once pretended I could sing. That's okay. Look, the first step to singing is to pretend sing. All right, the first step to getting good at singing. Not that I'm saying I'm good at singing. It's all about singing. I sing in the shower. Get that nice shower reverb going. Let's come back over to our maker. This is gonna assign to our monster. Let's make sure that this script works. Oh, does swap out the eye. It's the wrong eye texture, of course. Go ahead and put this eye texture in here. Angry blue. There we go. I think that's the eye that was already set there. Yeah, so let's add another one. We'll call this eye. I guess we don't have to rename it. Green. Oh boy, that eye is really funny looking that way. Yeah, so I think I want to add in, that's so funny. Do I have the eyes backwards? Do I have them flipped the wrong way? I don't think I do. Maybe I do. That's it. Well, let's see what the next eye looks like. Let's see what the next eye looks like. Oh boy. I must have them reversed. I must. Well, here's the thing. This eye is going to be flipped the other way now. Really? So notice, this is actually a left eye, and this is a right eye. So it's sort of, I need to have like a maybe a little extra thing here that says which eye goes where, since they're not, because this eye is going to look funny when it comes in there. So I kind of need to have a little thing here that lets us swap out which one it is, or swap them or flip them. Let's go ahead and keep making these real quick. And add in the rest of these. Yeah, it looks a little bit silly. Eye 6. Yeah, there's a lot of eyes. This is great. I love the variety of eyes that we're going to be able to have here. Did that one swap it in? It did. Okay, I6. Duplicate that out. They have a lot of eye options. I love it. Deadeye. That. So many. This is where having like an array would be great to be able to automatically do it. Make sure I didn't add, there we go. Human eye green. Human eye red. Human eye psycho dark. Psycho eyes. Psycho eye light. Oh, this is gonna be great. Eye red. And then this one is eye yellow. Like that. Perfect. So much can't bring me to actually do much pixel art, but I usually find some art on itch or that match. Yeah, we're using some Kenny assets. I'm a big fan of Kenny stuff. There we go. We can swap the eyes out. Yeah, look at that. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. So what's interesting is some of these are right eye, some of them are left eye. So this one is actually a left eye, right? This texture is a left eye. So there's a couple different things I could do to fix this. I could fix it through code saying, oh, well, we specifically want this to be a left eye. Yeah, this one is a left eye. Looks like a left eye to me. Well, it's putting it as a right here, right? So I think the eye, where the pupil is, this pupil is closer to, let's look at my face. Are my pupils closer to the center or further out? Like if I'm looking at something, yeah, I think it is. Yeah, we could also make it so you could swap them, right? So that's what I'm suggesting is make it, we're gonna add in some dials and stuff to let us swap it out. Shintail, good, nice try. How do you know I'm not a cartoon? How do you know I'm not a cartoon? You don't know. It can look a bit goofy. Yeah, it can look super goofy there. All right, these are cool. These are super cool. I love it. I love it. So we're making some progress here. We can really come in here. We want to be able to change colors too. Look at that. Look at that. This is, look how much fun we're having. Look how much fun we're having. Someone might have already made a Captain Coder cartoon. If not, making art is supposed to be relaxing. I'm having so much, this is relaxing. Look at how relaxed I am. Okay, so this is reshaping to the sides. I kind of want to make, what's interesting, I'd love to be able, we'll keep going here. Antenna eyes. All right, let's add in, save. Let's do another commit. We finish this step here. They look okay to me in Tensor Code. I personally didn't notice anything that looked off. They look all safe. They look safe for school for me. I don't know. That's like my opinion. Add monster antenna and eyes. Well, swatching the texture in a loop. So Shin, I discussed that. Yeah, I was considering doing that. The main reason I've chosen not to do that is I don't want to talk about arrays. So this class is not necessarily a big programming class. So it's super light on programming. So introducing loops, introducing arrays is something that we probably want to do eventually. This class is only 15 hours total. The entire class is 15 hours. So it is one of those things that might be useful to talk about. I might make it go a little bit more. And no worries. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Love having you here. Victor D. Rivia. Welcome to the stream, Victor. Have you met Victor? Victor followed me today on Twitch. They didn't follow me home. They followed me on Twitch. Victor, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a beautiful day, my friend. Happy, what is today? Friday. Happy Friday. right, let's add in the next set here. So we got eyes. Let's add in eyebrows next. I'm gonna duplicate antenna here because eyes had so many options in it. It'll be a little bit easier for me. Eyebrows. I could also just call it brows. Here, brows. I'm gonna drop all but one of these. We're gonna swap it out. Antenna here. We're gonna create a new script for this. This is our leg modifier, eye modifier. We're gonna create one called our monster brow modifier button. Okay, and set brow. I'm in the wrong script here. Hang on. Set monster brow modifier button. Set eye, set brow. We're gonna go into our monster controller. Those others, and we're gonna add in a set brow here. So we come into our brows. Let's go ahead and create a parent here for these. Let's fix this real quick. Node 2D, like so, and then we want to reposition these. So my brows happen to be at -66, so we're gonna come over here. We'll call this brows. I'm gonna change this chance from a -66 like so. And then we're gonna adjust these so that way their transform is actually at 0 there. Perfect. Like so. There's so much we're gonna do with it. We're gonna add rotations, we're gonna add in and out. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah. You gotta go for a bit. Okay, sorry, I missed something. If I missed something in the chat, feel free to copy and paste it in there. I feel I miss stuff sometimes. We got a lot going on, so I often miss it. Never intentional, so never hesitate to copy and paste something you said if you want me to see it. In our, we got this now. Now in our script, we can set these to be, can I do this? If I select both. There, cool, it does. I wasn't quite sure if I could do that. We'll pull these in here. Got our left brow and our right brow. Function set brow, texture 2D, and we're gonna do left brow dot texture equals texture, and we'll do right brow texture equals texture. Let's test it. Did not work. I must not have it connected properly. Let's go back to our maker here. Make my tab container start on our brows. Let's swap this in here. This should be our monster brow modifier. Connect it to the monster. And then the texture itself, we want it to be our eyebrow A. Let's duplicate this. We'll call this brow A. Brow B, brow C, swap this in, brow B, swap this in. It's one of those spots where the color would be, we probably want to swap that color out a little bit. There we go. Look at that. Get those different brows in here. Just wondering, can you do all you do without the UI inspector? So everything you do now just with scripts? I believe so. I believe you could. So you're saying instead of using the instead of connecting it to the controller here, have it find it. I was considering doing that. The main reason I didn't do it yet was because I was considering, well, if I have multiple, I eventually think I want to have multiple monsters in the same scene. And so if it goes and it finds, it'll just find the first monster, find the topmost one like this. Kind of what I want to do is when you click on the monster, have like a context menu show up, and then this gets set. We need like a global variable on this whole context to know which monster's being modified. Yeah, so the answer is yes, we could do that. And I did that specifically with the texture. Yeah, having to swap this out's a little bit annoying. right? So there's a little bit of an annoyance there. I also kind of want to make this have a width to it. So notice how these tabs keep coming and showing here. Does anyone here speak Japanese? That's a good question. I do not speak Japanese. I know how to say nani. And Ohio gozaimashita. Mashita, I think is what it is. But I know the word for drum is taiko, because I take taiko classes. So I know a little bit, but I don't. The answer is no, I don't speak Japanese. Does anyone speak Japanese? That's a great question. Okay, so we got our brows. Got eyes. Let's add in mouth next. Let's duplicate this. We'll call this mouth. Got to create a new script for our mouths. Here like that. I'm going to go ahead and make it so that our tab container will start over on tab 6 for now. Shintail, this is true. This is true. I don't know from experience, but I'm assuming, can only assume that that is true. We'll go ahead and swap that in there like that. Let's remove our coloring, reset that. So we're not going to use colors on that. Same with our brows. We actually don't have a color on our brow that we're going to be using with the subs there. You're not from Japan and you don't speak Japanese. Good to know. Now we know. Okay, so we have a mouth here. I'm going to create a new script. Here, we're going to duplicate one of these. It doesn't matter. We're going to call it the monster mouth modifier button. Monster mouth modifier. We'll call it set mouth. Like that. And then in our monster, we need to go ahead and find the mouth sprite. Access unique node here, pull it in. Function, set mouth, texture 2D. And then we're gonna call this mouth sprite.texture equals texture goob. How you doing, friend? I hope you're doing well today. Love seeing you move to Godot at the same time I am. It's helping me so much. I'm having so much fun with it, folks. If you guys don't know, the average goob, incredible human, sponsor of Captain Coder's Learn You a Game Jam, wonderful human being. Be sure to go give him some love. Be sure to go give him some love. Those are easy ones. I learned a sentence recently. Boku no, I'm gonna try not to say it just in case I don't know. Just in case I don't know. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful with those languages, because you never know what you don't know, and what you don't know might hurt you. So you got to be careful. Right, so we got our mouth here. We're going to attach this script here like this. This is our mouth modifier button. And then we do have to reassign it. You're right. This is really annoying here. Really, I should have like a parent or something go find it in the script, and we'll probably swap that out at some point. Make sure, oh, I only have one mouth. Let's duplicate our mouth here. It's gonna be our mouth B. Got some fangs on that one. Cancel. There we go. Swap out the mouth. Oh, this is coming together. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. Let's go ahead and add in a mouth C. Mouth D, mouth E. I lost it. Mouth E. There's a lot of mouths. We're gonna be able to make all kinds of monsters here. It's gonna be super cool. Mouth F, mouth G, mouth H, mouth I. Look at how much practice my students are going to get just playing with the inspector, learning how to move, like click around, find things in the inspector, duplicate, practice all these different things. Closed fangs. Something we might end up adding in how to do this with arrays, how to make it so it's easy to make it so that way we can generate these based off all of these different sprites. Please explain how when you yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we are going push toy, thank you. We're gonna be careful with that. Yeah. We have a different mouths. Look at that. We can swap in the different mouths like this. So let me show you one thing we could do. So here's this annoying thing. Oh, no worries. No, I'm legitimately saying thank you for letting me know, because I didn't know. So one thing that we have here is we have this, what's called the super class. We have this class called monster modifier button. Called set body. It has this controller. One thing we could do is we could change this to an on ready. All right, so we change this to an on ready like this. And we could pull this in here like that. And we'll say, oh, I have multiple things selected. I could swap this out for controller, monster controller like this. So I could do it this way, but notice we have all of these things saying, oh, go find this monster. It's not gonna, it'll actually should probably work for all of these things, but this becomes a little bit tricky to deal with. I could also come in here and I could change this to be a unique node. When I make this a unique node, what that does, it makes it so I can reference it using %monster like this. So it's gonna find it based off that percent. Now I don't have to set this value in all of those. So now it sets this automatically. There's no, but I'm limited to doing it with this one specific monster. So there's only this monster now. If I wanted to have multiple monsters, you can customize multiple monsters in the same scene, I wouldn't be able to do that. So there's a little bit of a downside there. This might be nice for now though. So we have it point out what the controller is and we can swap them in and out that way. Let's keep going with this in mind. Okay, so let's do a commit here. We just added mouth and browse. I'm going, feet, add brow and mouth tab. Push that up there. Let's keep going. What do we have next in our sprites? We have a mouth. We have a nose. All right, let's do nose next. I'm gonna duplicate browse. I'm gonna call this nose. And we'll swap this out. We'll get rid of these. Again, we have to repeat this process. We'll create a new script here specifically for our nose. I'm gonna duplicate this, call this monster nose modifier button. Okay. And this one's gonna be monster nose modifier, and it's called set nose like this. All right, so you have set nose. Let's go over to our monster controller. Let's add this in. So I'm gonna call this our nose sprite. I'm gonna make it accessible here. Where is access unique? Gonna add it in like this. And one thing that you might be noticing is we have a bunch of repeated stuff here. All right, set nose, texture 2D. And we'll call this nose sprite dot texture equals texture. This can set it this way. We could potentially do this directly in the other script as well. Yeah. Keep in mind, this is a PG-11 teen stream. I want young people to, well, you have to be 13 to be on Twitch, but I teach at a school for young people. I don't want anything vulgar accidentally or intentionally, accidentally or otherwise, on my stream. I might have a parent find me out there and watch me. Have a student find me and watch me. I don't want anything that I'm not proud of being on this stream. And there's a few times things have come through that I wasn't proud of. So I got, I try and be as careful as I can with it. All right, so for our mouth, we're gonna go ahead and, not mouth, should be our nose. Let's change this so that's on our nose here. Mouth, nose, this is our current tab. Nose. All right, we'll go ahead and get rid of. Do we have? Yeah, none of that there. You've been a school teacher for 4 years? That's awesome. I didn't know that. Nose. Go ahead and swap this texture in here for our nose here, like that. We'll duplicate. Oh, this actually, we need to swap this out here for our nose. Can I search? Is there a search option in here? That'd be nice. Nose modifier. Oh, incredible. I thought you were Infinitani. My brain, yeah. How would I know that? I didn't know that. Yeah, that's awesome. I thought I was like, I thought in... Sometimes that happens. I thought Infinitani was saying that that makes more sense. Incredible, bro. I hope you're doing well, my friend. It's great. Great to have you here. Hugh, welcome back to the stream. How you been, Hugh? Do we have any JavaScript game devs here? I think that Infinite Coder does JavaScript game dev. Infinite Coder, are you here? Are you here? Lieutenant Conquer, welcome in. Hope you're having a beautiful day. You're racking them up. 2,000 points. Not bad. Not bad. Drink sweetener. Why are we drinking sweetener? There we go. There we go. Mouth. All right, we're almost done with all these different options. Let's go ahead and get a commit in here. Get status. You don't make games in it. Gotcha. Feet. Add nose tab. They're in a jam. Ooh, that could be fun. He was looking to collaborate on in a jam using JavaScript. All right, so I think the last thing we have is our booger. So we're gonna call this our nose decoration. We need to have like a disable decoration for this one because I want to be able to turn it off. You want to be able to turn it off. So we're gonna have to add a special button that says like none, turn it off. And ooh, that's an interesting. I suppose if we set the texture to none, it'll work. But we want, yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Trying to think about how to do that one. Snot. We'll just call it snot here. We'll get rid of those. We got to create a snot modifier. Nose. We'll call this snot modifier button. And set snot like that. And we're gonna go into our monster here. Function. Let's add this in as snot sprite. I guess we could just disable, turn it on and off. A snotifier? Yeah, it's lovely. Got a lovely snotifier. Let's make this uniquely accessible. Bring it in like that. Snot sprite. Function set snot texture 2D snot sprite dot texture equals texture. You've never seen anyone making games in JavaScript. I've seen a lot of people make games in JavaScript. Maybe not on Twitch. Maybe I haven't seen it done on Twitch all that often. Snot sprite set snot. All right, so let's go into our maker. We're gonna make this our snot. Let's get rid of this one. Let's make this tab start over there. Let's go to our nose. We're gonna change this out. This should be snot. I wanna have a none option. So there's gonna be an interesting, we gotta come up with a way to do that. All right, snot large. Before we do that, we wanna swap out the script here. So this is our snot modifier. And then it has that. Go ahead and duplicate this. And we'll call this snot2. I guess that's fine. Snot small. So we should be able to swap that. Oh, hang on. We can't because I didn't call it monster snot. This one should be monster nose. This one should be monster. So danger zone snot. We can swap them out there. So we're gonna have to make a pivot for them, it looks like, as well. But I want to have one that's like a no. We can disable here. Go there. And I want to make this have like a minimum length as well. Okay, so let's make that have a minimum length. I want to have all my things here. All right, we're gonna add in, we added in a snot container. All right, we got them all in. Start on tab container 0. There we go, swap the body, add in some arms, change the legs, adjust the antenna, can make the eyes. Yeah, look at that guy go. Look at him go, sweet. Sweet. But I want, and then the big snot. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. We're gonna have to add in color stuff. There's a bunch of stuff. It's an open source game engine to make ultra low res games. Which one is that? Thank you for the lurk, JD. If you'd like to make a multiplayer game with TypeScript React, you can try Dreamlab. I haven't used that. The one thing I've used for JavaScript games was Phaser. That's the one I'm most familiar with. Phaser and Construct. I'm not sure Construct is actually JavaScript though. Lo-Fi Craft, congratulations on your number 35. Let's go and get that commit -m feet add snot tab. Go and push it up. All right, I think we might want to wrap up here. I might go for a little bit longer today. Usually I only go 3 hours. I might go for a little bit longer. I want to go check on something real quick. We are going to take, at very least, we're going to take a little bit break, and then we might get out of here. We might find someone to raid. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Just want to figure out if we're going to keep going or if I'm going to wrap up for the day. We've been going for 3 hours. I do want to get to the next section of this. The biggest thing is I want to make sure that this has a consistent size to it. Notice the size changes as we go through. I wonder if I can, in our tab container, hang on. Can we, size, is there like a forced size that I can do on this thing? Tab container, it seems to be resizing. Is there any way I can update Godot without downloading another version? No, because it's standalone. You have to download the new version. You have to download the new version to update it. There's no sort of like hub program that manages your install for you. In fact, Godot doesn't install at all. It's standalone. Just there's some coolness about that. There's a little bit of painfulness with that as well. Can I make this thing be a specific size? And that's something I want to figure out. Can I force the size on this? Preset for the anchors. I think I can. I think if I do this, yeah, now it's going to take up the whole canvas layer. And now on my canvas layer, I think I can specify some stuff with that. So now it's going to take up the whole screen, which is not really what I want, but it's a start here. So we can swap those out. I want it to stop. I want to give it a specific size. If I were to create, we're working, Hamza, welcome in. We are making a monster maker. We're making a monster maker in Godot. It's hard to see here because this box in the way. We're setting up so we can swap out these different parts on our monster back there. It's a little hard to see right now, but we're gonna fix that up in just a second here. Yeah, so change the nose, change our snot to be a big snot. We're gonna add color stuff in there as well. I want there to be a parent to this. Not a panel. I just want it to be a container. Can I make it just a container? Container. Aspects box container. This is what I want. I think I want it to be just a blocks container. Potentially a scrolling container. I don't think we have enough stuff for that to matter. Handling it. Let's try box container. Yes. Can I specify, so this isn't quite what I want, because notice the size is going to change again. I don't want it to resize. I want to have a specific size. Custom minimum. The minimum size of the node's bounding right. So I can set a minimum size. 500. 500. That's not doing what I want either. We'll figure this out. I do have to take a break. We're going to figure out if we're going to keep going. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Yeah, these are the Kenny assets. I'm super excited. I saw this the other day. I was like, I have to turn this into a class project. This is going to be so much fun to do as a class project. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Hang tight. All right, folks, I gotta wrap up here real quick. We're gonna raid out someone in just a moment. I want to fix this tab container here. Notice it's taking up the full space. But before we go, I wanna fix this so that way when we swap these out, it's only going out this far. And I think we can do this by setting the minimum size over here. And then we're gonna put this inside of another container. And the container, we did container before. I actually want to do a margin container because I want to have it be not all the way in the top left. I'm going to give it a little bit of padding. So I'm going to create a margin container here. Yeah, there we go. And then our margin container, where it layout, margin container. How did I set those before? Theme, it's going to be under our theme. And we're gonna actually make it have a little bit of padding on the left and top. So it's not all the way in the top left there. And I think that'll do it for us. So now when we switch these, it doesn't change the size. And we can come in and we can actually make these take up different amounts of space. So I'm gonna come in real quick. Let's test these out real quick. Go to our tab container, start on tab 1. Let's come over to our arms. Let's increase the number of elements that we have for that. There we go. Let's go to our next one here. Well, for our legs, we're gonna increase the number of columns for our legs. My dog is going crazy. I hear you guys can't hear it, but I hear my dog going nuts in the other room. So we do have to wrap up here real quick. I just wanna get this looking a little bit nicer before we go. I'm gonna create an additional for our eyes. Here, Science, how you been as well, Blitz? Folks, we gotta know Science Stream, incredible science communicator, human being, Twitch enthusiast. Go check him out, give him some love. We love Science Streams. There we go. Let's do that many. That feels optimal-ish, like that. Let's go over to our brows. And it's Friday. What are you doing Friday? You gonna get down on Friday? Mouths look good, nose look good, snot look good. Okay, so these are our different options. Have it looking okay-ish. Our bodies here have enough room. There we go. So here's what we got with our monster creator. We can swap our body out. We still need to add in some color adjustments for each of these things as well, but this is a start. This is a start for what we have. So we can swap out the eyes. We can go with the goofy looking eyes, can change the eyebrows. Want to add in a bunch of knobs, a bunch of sliders here. Jacob, welcome in. Better late than never, absolutely. Better here than not, I suppose. But yeah, we're making a monster maker here using the Kenny assets. We're having a blast doing it. I do have to wrap up here. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Let's find someone to raid into real quick. We could do full box. Mr. Elliptic is always awesome. Red Cabin Games is doing well. Great. Hi, bye. That's right. Rust Floppy, welcome in. We'll be back. Don't worry, folks. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to keep working on this project. We're going to turn this into a classroom project. It's going to be awesome. So do you guys want to keep, if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, we'll probably just raid out to someone who's also doing some Godot dev. Maybe we'll go over to Mars 9T. Mars 9T just had their game released. We rated them the other day. Mars 9T is just released their game, The Overseer. Oh, it's Unreal Engine 5. Let's find someone who's doing Godot. Better work the missiles in your game. Yeah, share it with us on the Discord. Folks, we do have a Discord. Feel free to join up and hang out with us there. Jackie's always a good option. Belinda, thank you. What's Jackie doing? Jackie's on break, so we won't do Jackie. Full box. We're going for an hour. I never know what to do. Let's go. We haven't been to 6 colors in a while. Let's do 6 colors. Incredible artist. Let's do it. All right, folks, thank you so much for hanging out. I got to get out of here. Remember to keep coding, keep growing, keep being the best you can be. You're welcome back anytime. We'll be back tomorrow for the Learn You a Game Jam award ceremony happening tomorrow. So I hope you'll join us. It's going to be awesome. I hope to see you there. All right, folks, have a beautiful day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.